We return to the realm of cold light, to an antechamber where two figures stand dressed in polished armor of dark grays and deep blues. A human male with neck-length dark hair and soft features says, "Top, are you okay?" A tiefling with ash-gray skin and ink-black hair turns. "I am admittedly nervous, but excited about this prospect. What of you, Glaucus?" He flashes a grin at her. Never better. The antechamber door opens into a large circular room lined with bookshelves, walls decorated with paintings of bygone figures from previous ages, and ceremonial pieces of armor and weaponry from realms too alien or bizarre to really fit into human hands. Lit candles bring an alien warmth to this world of eternal twilight, and a voice calls out from this room, "Enter." Glaucus and Top approach and kneel before a man, his gaze cast outward to a city stretching out further below. He turns, and regarding them both, "Knight Glaucus, Knight Top, I welcome and thank you for answering my summons." And Glaucus says, "But of course, my lord, we are honored to serve you." And the man says, "Rise. There's no need for that here." There's a moment of silence as they both consider this command and stand, this formality suddenly taken out of the room. "We found another echo, a remnant of the Shadow King on the world of Damarung. I would ask that you both venture there and retrieve it." Both Top and Glaucus tense up. "Well, as you wish it," says Glaucus. There's a moment of silence. "Have there been any ripples from the Dread Fortress?" The man nods. "It is very likely that you will encounter the forces of Grandmaster Skypiercer during this mission. As we have done previously, offer them our peace, but do not allow them to take the remnant." He smiles then. "I look forward to your return." Both the knights nod and say, "By your command, Grandmaster." They turn to leave, and the Grandmaster's smile fades as he moves to his desk and peers down at an open tome with a portrait of the Shadow King Ogdril printed on one of the pages. "Was this your dream, Shadow King? To live, even in death? What parts of you remain to plague the void even now? And what price will we pay for your folly?" And we leave this place to the inside of a transport, a modified living creature. The three of you find yourselves seated within a bulette, a large, smooth carapaced creature with large digging arms. A canopy has been modified on it so that you all can sit comfortably inside of it, but it's digging through a vast, deep network of tunnels. And the air here is warm and stale. Your muscles, they sting. Your bodies are covered in dirt, grime, and blood. Two nightingales sit across from you in an equally roughed up shape. One of them, a large crack running through the center of their mask, and the other, their coat bearing scorch marks and punctures all across. The warhead, that you all might remember, is there with you as well, giving off a faint blue glow. The physician enters from the cabin and addresses you all. "I have received word that the RBA is launching their counteroffensive following the attack on the Solar. This next part of the operation rests firmly within our hands."
How long until we are in range?
"It should be a matter of moments. But before that, we will tend to your wounds. Take this time to rest, if you can."
You could tell that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead for it. Go for it.
The Hepka is no, it's so random, but she's quiet. She's kind of like in a meditative state as they are traveling. Just as much of a mind as she has, she's mentally preparing for what is to come. She They say healing, but she took no damage. They say rest, but she does not sleep. Um, she's just preparing as much as she can.
In this meditative stance,
Uh,
we're going to flash back to the battle that we left. We're going to pick up right there where we left off. The Titans striding into view, leaving deep craters into the earth with every titanic step. Their lumbering, bellowing forms heralding wave upon wave of smaller infantry towing cannons and other weaponry behind them. At this point in the battle, several squadrons had joined you all RBA, Stone Guard, Drow elites, Hobgoblin commandos, all rushing out to meet this sudden onslaught. There's noise surrounding you, this hideous cacophony, bolts of magic flying off, bursts from repeating bolt rifles, detonations, dirt flying, screams, and the breaking of metal and bone. It is a hideous, horrifying cacophony. I would like for you, Nehebka, to roll a d6.
shall do, El Capitan. 6.
All right, there it is. You remember in this moment, in this meditation, that as the Titan was lumbering towards you all, at one moment, Trisavin was staring face to face with it. The next, a bright red flash, a cannon discharging, a ripple of flame, a concussive burst, and her body flying through the air some 20 feet to land by you, Nehebka. Tell me, in this moment, what are your thoughts seeing this battle around you as these two forces collide and one of the RBA's greatest leaders is now wounded at your feet?
When one must make a choice, and that choice is violence, and that violence has a purpose, what comes with that is damnation, annihilation, destruction. The idea of losing those has never been a problem to Nehebka because everyone has a purpose. Where she comes from, everyone has been assigned and or created for one purpose, and that is the protection and adoration of the God King that they serve.
And as
So
this
here,
Mhm.
so here in this space, watching Tristan fly over and these titans around, she's not thinking much of them. Is it sad to some? Sure. It's not sad to her. Because what is sadness? That's an emotion that just does not compute. But more importantly, this is not where they need to be.
As this thought crosses through your mind, you see her arm reach out towards you. She gasps for breath. I'd like you to make a medicine check, if you'd like to.
Sure. She's not heartless,
If
even though she has no heart.
you want to roll dice,
Let's do it. Dirty 20.
Beautiful. On this 20 medicine check, you can tell that this impact, this cannon blast, Trisavin took the full brunt of it. She is very lucky to be fully intact. Whether it was a last-minute shield spell or just by some miracle chance, she is alive, but she will be unconscious very soon. Because you were able to find her, because you were able to identify sort of the extent of her wounds, she's not going to perish here in this moment. She will not die in this battle. But she reaches up to you, and seeing you nearby, she seemingly beckons to you and says, "Please, please finish this for us. We can only do so much."
And that is the difference between your ilk in mine. And she will like splay a hand, and some of the sand that's been surrounding her will just like prop Tristan up just enough so she has like good air, good posture. Her airways aren't blocked, anything like that, because she's not dead as she sees, but we will do this with or without you. But I hope someone says a prayer for you, and that you survived this.
And if I do, then know this, Nebka, you will be honored here. Indefinitely, I won't be in your debt.
I do not care for your honor, nor do I care for your mortal debts.
And at this moment, with the Titans blasting in and more squadrons coming in, other RBA squads begin to fill the gaps in the lines, but as more Warforged begin to meet them with equal tenacity for Muffy, you hear a squad call out to you. Hey, we need some help over here. Quick, get over here. We have too many.
All right. How far are they from me?
It's a very short sprint. At this point, the battle has become less of one of range and more of just a blind melee. Everybody is trying to prevent the Warforged from getting closer. But as they call you over and as you rush to the squadron, it's mixed of various Kuatoa, a couple of bugbears here and there, and a couple of hobs. You see that there's about a 10-man group of Warforged meeting you. Tell me, how does Muffy dispatch this group alongside the RBA squadron?
I think that she would almost organically get right into it, as if she's dealt commands before. She hasn't. She's never been quite a captain of any squad or anything much higher than her rank now. But when she pulls out this paintbrush and almost uses it as like a maestro as he's talking to his people, instead it's almost giving imagery into the air. It's not using any paint. It's almost using the density of the air itself, the coolness as it comes together in these little swirling clouds. As she would draw out within the air, sort of how you would when you're doing, like planning a maneuver. She's got little X's and is showing like, this is where we would need to go for these ones, or if you're going to split, go this way. So utilizing her art as a form to give visualization to the orders.
I would like you to make a performance check for me.
Okay. Not really good at that. The 14.
And that actually beats our DC. So with this 14, even though Muffy has never had this experience of taking command, you understand from this sort of the way that this group is interacting, this current squadron that you're with, that they are effectively, even if they do have a squadron leader with them, they are horribly inexperienced here. But because of your visualization and because of the way that you are able to deftly sort of not only express these commands, but the way that you just step right into it, you manage to rally this group and prevent this line from breaking down entirely. All around you, you hear a couple of whoops and hollers as then they begin to, with greater coordination, push back against these metallic hordes. You hear one of them go, "You're going to be a hero. Hey, you're going to be our new mascot. Are you cool with that?"
Yes.
All right, excellent. All right, push forward, follow the directions, go, go, go. This battle begins to reach a fever pitch here. With the help of you three knights, this battle is turning around. And admittedly, the RBA response is it's effective. It's competent. It's not to say that they were caught off guard. At one moment, the combination of heavy guns in the distance and battle mages on the ground. There's a combination, a sort of dual strike of raining shells from above, bolts of lightning from below, and one of the titans begins to lose its balance and comes crashing to the ground. RBA soldiers begin to swarm over it, battering it with melee attacks and ranged attacks. However, it begins to rise up again, and you hear somebody yell, finish it quick! Muffy, I would like for you to go ahead and roll me a d20 with your strength bonus here.
A natural
Incredible.
20.
Incredible. And it's fully natural too?
No.
Wow.
It was
I
a
thought it
16 plus 4.
Okay, that's fine. Still, on the 20, you hear this happen. And you can see that as it's rising out of the dirt, Muffy, there's all of this grime coming off. You see this glowing, massive red eye. Despite being this walker-like silhouette, there are still very humanoid qualities about it. This large, lumbering head, you can make out the silhouette of a jaw, and as that mouth opens, it begins to groan and mumble. Tell me, Muffy, how do you destroy this titan?
I think by almost painting a rainbow. But each thing is filled with different damage types.
Hell yeah.
And almost as she's finished with this little rainbow, she draws the little clouds at the end and then almost like pushes it forward for this rainbow to hit.
And as this rainbow flies outward, it smashes into the face of the Titan, all of these different elemental damage types, overloading the core circuitry within its optics, within its brainstem, causing a massive rupture as the discharge of electricity bursts this cranial stem, fire erupting out of its eyes, and the Titan begins to shake and tremble before crumpling into the ground. You hear a large holler and a whoop as everybody begins to chant your name, Muffy, Muffy, Muffy!
Yes, all together.
In the middle of this, we can't forget that there's still one more Titan present. Grimnar, the one closest to you, the one that had shot Trisavin, still lumbers closer. A hobgoblin commando walks up to you and he says, there's one more, but we're gonna have to climb it. He throws you a grapple. On my signal, we're gonna toss smokes and we're gonna charge it.
Oh, I think Grimnar just looks at him and says, "I will meet you at the top." As he starts to float off the ground like Magneto, as lightning begins to kind of just repel him, just flavor wise, just repels him like with just little like bolts of electricity, like charging up like electromagnets underneath his feet, as he just kind of like hovers his way with this squad.
Hell yeah. I'd like you to make me an athletics check right here.
Yeah, this is where it all falls apart. 1 second. Oh, 1 second. Athletics, where's that? Oh yeah, this is great. Oh god.
Or nor.
Oh no! Oh no!
I fall on my face. Just
you hear
mouthful
the
of dirt.
squad. Yeah, just dirt. You momentarily stumble a little bit, but you hear the squad leader shout, "Now!" And several small canisters are thrown ahead of you that immediately explode into thick, heavy clouds of opaque fog. And then you hear him call out for the charge. But with this athletics check, you actually fall behind the squadron. You're running through the thick smoke. You can hear the machinery of the Titan. You can see bolts flying past you through the smoke, occasionally a bolt of flame flying by. You're a little disoriented here with this athletics check, but eventually you find one of the legs of the Titans lifting and raising, and you can see that the rest of this hobgoblin squad have already begun to scale up. I'd like you to make me another. Well, I guess would it be acrobatics for scaling? Yeah, I'd like you to make me an acrobatics check here.
All right. That's a 12.
So with the 12, you begin to scale this Titan, but several of the infantry on the ground have noticed you. After all, you are a massive white polar bear. And they begin to fire bolts at you from the ground. A couple of the goblins scaling are hit, and you see them fall to the earth below. In this scenario, I would like you to go ahead and take 3d8 of damage, please.
Oh, hell yeah. You rolling or am I?
I would like you to roll your damage.
Love that. 18. Now I roll high. What?
Yeah, so as Grimnar is climbing, I guess maybe Grimnar is a masochist. I don't know.
What
Maybe he is.
kind of damage is that?
This is going to be piercing damage.
Okay.
As these bolts collide with your armor and the thickness of your fur here, because you are suspended in air, you aren't able to defend yourself as naturally and as appropriately as you would have liked, but you do eventually make it to the top of the Titan. Here you can see that the Hobgoblin squad that you were engaged with is fighting two of the guards for the Titan. You could think of them almost as like co-pilot operators here. The one Hobgoblin says to you, "You gotta take down the neck. We'll fight out here. Just break down the entire spinal structure and we'll be good." As soon as he finishes saying that, one of the Warforged that he's fighting manages to get a hand around his neck, lifts him, and then throws him off the side of the Titan.
Well, with the... Can't really worry about that guy, to be honest. We're in the middle of a war. So he's gonna... Grimnar, just hearing that, I gotta go for the neck and the spinal column. He's going to you just see his eyes go black and that chaos lightning surround his body as he's just gonna make a giant leap, just trailed by lightning, and just kind of superhero pose, land on the neck, and then just standing there, just raising his arms up, just being struck by a bolt of lightning and over again. As that lightning kind of goes through his feet and just super heats the metal below his feet, basically just trying to melt the head off this thing.
And as this lightning is conducting its way through you, as you were channeling all of this energy, exactly that happens. The metal cables on the neck begin to bubble, they begin to liquefy, and what becomes red soon becomes white hot as, again, similar to what happened with Muffy's Titan, the electricity begins to overload the circuitry within the brain, and you see some of the ammunition stores on the shoulders of the Titan begin to explode from all of the feedback. Eventually, what starts at 25% of the neck becomes 50% of the neck, and then the lights flicker out from the Titan's eyes as its head just slaws off and plummets to the earth along with the rest of the body.
Do I have to... am I riding this thing down?
Do you want to?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, all right, then yeah, Grimnar.
That?
Grimnar, I'm gonna... You know what? Yeah, I will have you... Do you want to, like, just... Are you gonna try and leap off this thing at the end as it impacts the ground? Or are you just gonna, like...
probably, yeah.
Give me another acrobatic.
A tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll. Dark Souls.
Oh, thank God.
There it is.
19.
So as the head hits the ground, Grimnar, you leap off of it right before it explodes, and you get to do an amazing hero pose as dirt flies up, and you see a bunch of Dwergar and Drow and goblins all begin to cheer and congratulate you. At this moment, though, time passes within this fight. Waves keep coming, and eventually the three of you find yourselves shoulder to shoulder, facing off against these hordes. At this moment, though, with Trisavin down, gunned seemingly in a panic, and Grim, well, fighting his best, the Physician and the Nightingales approach you and say, "Time is of the essence. We must depart now."
What's the side question here? What's the Physician been doing this whole time?
You all have not seen him on the field,
Okay.
but you can see that from his armor, from the suit that he wears, and from his Nightingales, they are covered in oil, blood, all kinds of things. You can assume that they've been fighting off in either the background or in other flanks that you all cannot find yet.
Gotcha. Well, we should. There is still a weapon to deliver, is there not?
Yes, we have the weapon, but we need to leave this place before it is lost.
He's gonna look at Muffy and Hepka. Any
Let's go.
objections?
While we still are here.
And with that,
Good point.
we now leave the flashback and return to the bullet. In this moment now, any damage that you might have taken from any of these little flashbacks has been now properly healed by the Nightingales and the Physician. Fortunately, a lot of the results were positive, and so the battle's results were not as critically negative as you as I might have thought they would have been.
Oh,
This is
wow.
good. This is
You don't
good.
believe in us? That's what it is.
I just don't trust dice rolls. Dice, especially in a nice narrative moment.
Foundry
oof.
was horrible the other day, so I get it.
Yeah. But because of the actions that you all took, as you all are being tended to and mended, I think you all know that without a shadow of a doubt, had you all not intervened and had these rolls not been successful, that site would have been lost. This battle would have been a failure, and the casualties would have likely been much, much higher. At the moment, though, the bullet stops, and the physician says, "We're here. Please exit."
All right.
Do
Yeah.
She does.
do we have the weapon?
Yes, the warhead is in a contained cylinder. You can
Okay.
see that it's giving off a faint blue glow. You can see some of this sort of like celestial energy flowing around about it. It does have a small little panel where there's a couple of sort of like key runes that can be pressed. And as you ask about this, the physician grabs the warhead and begins to imprint a tiny little code upon it. And says to you all, "I'm currently priming the device. Now, when it is armed, you all will have a good solid minute to make your way back to the Ballet. My 2 nightingales will stay here to guard the transport, but I'm going to be coming along with you. I want to see this through to the end."
Does he want to see this through to the end, or does he want to see the bomb in action?
I'd like you to insight the physician real quick.
Oh, 31.
Okay.
With the 31, you stare this illithid into his eyes, and something about the way that his eyes momentarily flash when he says, "You'll have a minute to get back," and the way that there's sort of a ripple in his voice when he says, "To see this through to the end." You can tell without a shadow of a doubt that both things are true here. He not only wants to see this Warmind, this thing that he's had a hand in creating that has caused so much death and destruction for this world, he not only wants to see it gone and annihilated, but call it a scientific curiosity, call it a morbid fascination. He also wants to see the end result of harnessing a celestial being's power for a weapon. After all, this is why would you miss the opportunity to see this magnum opus if you've put so much time and resources and blood into it? Is it not worth it to see the fruits of one's labor?
I would like to ask kind of 2 follow-up questions with that, and we can do separate roles for that if necessary. Is he intending to help us, or is he intending just to watch?
With the 31, he is intending to help you. He is not going to abandon you to your doom. You all are not a literal suicide squad here. He does fully intend to guide you through this place and help you in this upcoming battle.
Okay, that kind of answers my second question. Does he seem concerned about us being caught in that bomb's crossfire?
I think in this moment, he shares a concern. You know what? Let's actually chat that out. Let's role play that out.
Okay. Yeah, I think as he says this, Nehebka, just kind of naturally watching as she does, as she wants to do, and there's just the slightest tilt of her head. I have to ask if, as you say, this bomb is primed and we cannot escape. Does that concern you?
Your lives are my concern. Everyone's.
Our lives And as she says "our," you can see like sand kind of splay and almost like
Mm.
form between the three of us.
Mhm.
Our lives aren't your concern.
They are. I'm sorry, did I misspeak? I would wish for the three of you to return triumphant heroes. Also, as soon as this is done, it would allow you all to go home. I would not ask you all to just throw your lives away. You all came here to help us. I'm not going to simply have you take out the trash and do the dishes.
These idioms do not mean much to me, but I see.
If we find ourselves in a position where time is of the essence, then as long as the weapon is armed and I am present, you may retreat, and I will stay with the bomb if need be. As soon as you get on the bullet, though, it will be quick. You will be out of the blast radius in no time at all.
She didn't really say much past that. Just kind of looks at Grimnar and Muffy to make sure they're ready, and not make sure like they're ready to go, but just checking in with them to see if they're cool.
Grimnar's he's ready to go. Also, it doesn't matter how many times you tell me this guy's on the up and up, I'm never going to believe it. This is not going to happen.
Let's be dropped out.
I'll say that Nehepka will look at. We'll pause on Grimnar. In this, whatever happens, she kind of like, I think just for a moment, clocks like maybe some latent static that might pop around you. Do not be afraid to use your full elemental force if I am near. It will not harm me. In fact, it might do quite the opposite.
I have no intention of holding back. Not that I could, even if I wanted to. For it is chaos that flows through me.
Chaos. Just lets it linger.
Muffy would finish it. Chaos.
Somewhere in the distance, the 34th deep divers like all snap their heads in the direction.
Bro, I thought when you did the flashback that you were gonna give us the death of the 34th. I thought you were gonna go there. Just as an aside.
Don't
Just
kill
to
our
blast
buddies.
fan favorite?
Dude,
No.
yeah, I thought you were just gonna wipe them
34.
off the map right in front of us.
Oh my goodness, no.
It's a good thing that I'm not the DM here, I think.
Because you would have killed
I
off
would
the 34th.
have blasted the 34th.
The chaos also flows through. Mud.
Yeah, chaos reigns here. As you all are fully prepped, and as you all say chaos, the physician sort of his brow raises, and he says, "Chaos, certainly, I suppose. Tell me, why chaos here? You've seen what chaos has done. Why do you align yourself with it?"
What has chaos done? All I have seen here is that what you have done.
Sorry, I have to go.
Shit, dude. I don't
I
even know
think
if
that
that's
wins.
Called
Yeah.
out.
that is like I don't even know if that's intimidation. I feel like I've been personally attacked. Like, damn, at that point, I think the physician just like honestly shuts up. He's just like, well, can't argue with that. All right. Facts be facts, I guess.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ. I just want to
Damn.
say, out of character, for anybody, if you can get a black person to audibly oop at something, you said something right. It's like, oop, well.
Congratulations, Mud. You got that twofer. You got that twofer right there. You got two
You
black
did.
people go, oop. Damn.
Double
That's
down.
great.
So at this point, as you all get ready to leave, the vehicle has fully stopped. The top of the canopy opens up, and you all find that there's a blast door, not only decorated with RBA iconography, but the aforementioned insignia of the 34th Deep Divers. They had mentioned that they were digging tunnels here, and that this was part of their big project, and you can see that they had made it all the way to the end. They had made it to the mountain where this Warmind lives. At this point, though, I'd like for the team to collectively make a perception check.
Kidoki?
Am I allowed to guide assist, or is it kind of a passive thing?
This is going to be a passive thing. We are
Totally fair.
Yep.
Oh, yay, good.
And
There's
I got a nat
Oh.
20.
there's the natural 20. All right.
Ha! What do I perceive?
You perceive a scene that it even catches the physician off guard. What you see before you as this blast door is suddenly opened are the corpses of Warforged everywhere. But strangely, not a single RBA body to be found. Just all of them seemingly belonging to the Warmind's forces. And with that natural 20, I'm not even going to make you do the investigation check here, but you can see that they've not only been slashed, but they've also been seemingly ruptured from just raw explosive force. The cuts that you all have seen so far when fighting the Warforged, metal upon metal, it's going to peel. There's going to be tension there. It's not going to ever be a clean cut. However, the cuts that you notice here are almost as if something went through them like butter. There's no wear, there's no pull. It's almost as if just something slashed through perfectly. And for the explosive damage here, you see that some of the corpses are extremely brittle. The discoloration upon them suggests some sort of rapid sort of temperature shift, where pieces of them have chipped and cracked, and the metal itself has become paler now, whereas other parts are more naturally tinted. And then other corpses next to you seemingly have lines upon lines of high heat warping. Similarly enough that I think you would recognize this as lightning-based attacks here from Grimnar and from everything else, that there's a combination here of something that cuts incredibly clean, something that has made them brittle, and another thing striking out with lightning to cut through dozens more. The physician himself remarks at this sudden realization, "We don't fight like this. There's somebody else here. This does not bode well."
Perhaps it is the other two visitors that you've had.
2 visitors? Alone here? Able to do this?
I mean, if you get to pick enough army, maybe.
Maybe.
If
But it
they
doesn't-
were prominent enough in my visions, then something tells me they are more than simply 2 visitors.
Wait, you saw them?
I see many things. The sands tell all. And they told me that some have walked through these lands in search of what we search for, or at least the same direction.
Well, then let us hope that they're on our side. Power of this magnitude would be troublesome.
Do you have any ideas?
If it is the
This
2
is very-
strangers...
Go ahead.
Say again? If it is to be these 2 strangers, they didn't display any capabilities at all. They spoke to Trisivin, talked of their need to find some artifact of power, and we said that if they can help us defeat the Warmind, then it would be theirs, but they never accepted aid. They didn't wait for any sort of additional reinforcements. They just trundled off. I honestly considered them dead at that point. 2 people don't honestly walk out into the Blastlands and return in one piece.
All right.
Maybe not 2 ordinary people, but you have also put your trust in the 3 of us.
Well, you all are from the Dread Fortress, are you not?
This-
Yes.
It's true, but whoever has done this is clearly very powerful.
And
Yes.
the Dread Fortress is not the ultimate power in the multiversal space.
A curious statement from one that bears their markings.
That I do.
Well,
Which that should just show that it's not that she's anti Dread Fortress. She's just she's seen more than just this. And they're powerful for sure, but it's also just they're not the only people who exist.
I appreciate your perspective. Though I hope that, for all of our sakes, the three of you can, well, the four of us, will be able to put down these two interlopers.
You say the four of us. Do you possess any skills that will be helpful in the fight?
I am more than adept at breaking apart the minds of my opponents as I break apart their bodies in tow.
Yes, that does sound useful. I suppose we'll see.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
At this, he begins to guide you all through these chambers, and as you all get deeper and deeper into the chamber, you all are finding more and more bodies, and this battle has seemingly gone on where there's no RBA. Whoever these two are, they have walked into this place and completely bulldozed through everything. A bit of time passes, 5-10 minutes, and the physician stops at a corner and he says, "The main chamber should be just around this bend. I'm going to begin priming the device, or fully arming it. You all could give me but a moment."
You're going to go into this chamber alone, considering she just like glances at the bodies all around. I believe we should all go in together.
I'm going to arm the warhead so that we don't have to set it up in there.
Ah,
It's primed,
Heavenly.
but I need to go ahead and make sure that everything is fully situated. And at this moment, I would like for somebody to make, you know what, Grimnar, make me a perception check.
I gotta be
Okay.
Grimnar.
Because I already got the 20.
The person with the worst wisdom, you asked to make the
Bro.
perception check. That ends me.
And you know what? I have just now remembered, Nehebka, you have tremor sense. Yep. In the range of the
Currently 30 feet.
30 feet. So Grimnar, you don't notice it. Maybe it's the glow of the bomb. Maybe it's just the way that all of this is sort of panning out. This literal chaos of events here. Was it ordained? Is this the will of chaos, or is this just human nature? But Nehebka, you are not bound by such thoughts. You hear the metallic limbs coming down a side tunnel, hidden just barely, but one of many more within this network of caverns. It is larger, not the size of a titan, but perhaps almost as bulky as Grimnar is, followed close behind by six more, lithe, thin. The first bolt that flies past you. Grimnar, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
You got this.
I would like you to roll 2d6 of damage for me.
Okay. Is this a physical or a magical attack?
This is a physical attack.
Okay, cool.
my
Now I
gosh.
roll high again. Dude, give me the
Stop it.
sixes. I can roll sixes all day.
As this first round hits you in your arm, Grimnar,
Mhm.
you suddenly realize, oh shit, I've just been shot. The metallic
Oh, I'm in danger.
help, I'm in danger.
there
Eyes
goes my arm.
glow down the hallway as this new squadron of Warforged soldiers begins to approach. One of them far larger and far more imposing. Its fingers look like scimitar blades. It has massive, large forearms, similar in design to a gorilla's. Its chest is barreled out in segmented plates, and it seemingly wears a plumed helmet. Though no feathers are to be seen, this is merely a fan of serrated blades. As it approaches, the physician stands and says, "Well, this simply won't do. The warhead is ready. Go. Go to the Warmind, and I will handle this."
I'm muted. We'll just look over to actually Questiana.
Answer.
I don't have alerts, so it's not that I could have stopped the attack. However, we would have been within 5 feet of each other, and I do have a passive perception of 24. Would I've seen, at least at the last second, that attack go for Grimnar?
Yeah, I think with the passive, yeah, you would have seen like a little glimmer of an arm raising down the hallway before the.
Suddenly sand would have just surrounded your feet and mine, and we would just switch places. It would have happened extremely fast. And actually, nope, different flavor. My body suddenly just like literally goes through yours as we switch places. I'm going to take the damage.
Oh, okay.
It was 11?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Great.
11. Dang.
Yeah, oh god, that's so cool. This happens, you switch, and the two bolts, instead of implanting themselves into Grimnar's arm, they pierce through your arm instead, sinking all the way up to your right around your pectoral muscle.
Pequianos.
Hector
Yeah.
does a little shimmy.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Sand flies everywhere.
But yeah, just yeah. Oh god, come on, push the button. There we go. And yeah, she'll just kind of, there'll be a slight wince, but not much of one, and it'll just kind of like go through her arm and go out the other side and just fall. And she just, you should keep your wits about you, Grimnar.
Just, well, thank you.
Go.
Thank you. Let us move. Are these enemies barreling down on us at this time? Like we can get out, right?
Yes, you three have been told to leave the space and go into the Warmind's room. The warhead is fully armed. The physician has effectively told you all to take this. I am going to hold this path, and I will rejoin you.
Okay. As Nehebka switches places with me, and that bolt comes through, Grimnar's also. I'm going to take the opportunity to just kind of connecting to that the enemy with the big like spikes, the fan thing, like through the electricity in the ground that's connecting us. I'm going to adopt one of their damage resistances.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they got, but
damage resistance here, you gain a resistance to. Do you just get one or both?
It just says. Let me read you the thing. That way we don't get it wrong. Let's see. I can choose a humanoid I can see and gain one item of my choice they possess. So, which includes one damage resistance. So one item of my choice. So I guess I get to know what they are.
I will give you the option of do you wish to have resistance to necrotic or poison damage?
Ooh. Ooh, good.
Let me hold on. Here's it. Let's flip a coin.
He's leaving it to chance.
Necrotic.
Good call. You now have necrotic resistance.
Excellent.
Ooh.
As this all now begins to transpire, you see the rest of this sort of squadron down this tunnelway begin to open fire as the physician, again, bade you all leave. You see that there's this momentary flash of force. No visible sort of aura, but the dust and the space around the physician seemingly fans outward as rocks begin to lift and raise, seemingly by some invisible force. The The physician draws a misery cord from his coat, this long, thin, needle-like dagger. And with his other hand, he begins to make hand signs and gestures as arcane runes begin to flit around them. And you see suddenly a teal blue blade seemingly simmers out from his fingers, as he now has one sort of effectively a light blade and a dagger in the other hand. He turns back to you and says, "I'll see you all very soon," and charges off.
Oh, that does seem useful.
Yes.
We should go. He's got this.
Yes. Do we know exactly which way we're supposed to be going?
Yes, he's indicated like right around the corner. You can see that as you all have approached, it's become less of like a natural tunnel network, and this is now more constructed. With the amount of bodies that are present here, you all can tell that, hey, we are coming up on something like pretty big. Like there's a lot of resistance here. And at this moment, if you all would like to, before you all enter, if there are any spells or anything that you all would like to re-up and reapply, you all were fully treated previous to any sort of like quick time events that have happened. So if there are any spells that you all would like to apply before going into this, now's the time to do so.
Man, I don't think I have anything.
I don't think so as well. If anything, what I'll end up doing is holding, you'll see the sand kind of like floating around me. I'll be holding the guidance on me. So when things pop off, I can just be a little more prepped.
Okay.
That's all. That is all.
Sorry, I just saw Commodore Scribbs comment about video game terminology in D&D. It's the circles they cross over. Video games, RPGs, TTRPGs. It's the same thing. PogChamp. As you all go around, as you all suddenly find yourselves before this large circular door, there are a couple of plinths on either side. Circuitry has now extended outward. There is a magenta glow that is filling this room and emanating out from this large chamber. There's a pressure that suddenly begins to place itself upon everybody's heads here, almost like the small start of a migraine, but it's faint, and there's something about it that's not quite invasive, just present. If anybody would like to go ahead and make an Arcana check, you are welcome to do so to sort of deduce what this is.
100%. 19.
Okay. So with this Arcana check, with this 19, Grimnar, your natural affinity towards chaos, if it could be described as a stench, for you, it would be overwhelming. Chaos is oozing from this room, and it is directly causing this pressure. If you were to close your eyes and open yourself up to sort of the waves and patterns of what chaos looks like around you, you would see that this has effectively formed a thick miasma within this next room here. And as it seeps outward, it seeps out like a slow crawling miasma that as these circuits leave this room, it's dragging this sort of chaotic presence with it. You all did not want to cast any spells before going in, correct?
I hate how you said that.
Cool.
But I mean, like I said, technically, I am holding. There's a spell upon me, but nothing like specific, like big.
When if I'm sensing this familiar presence of chaos energy, does it feel, like I know chaos energy to feel, or is it changed, and is it like
Great question.
warped or sinister, or like is it different?
Great question.
Or is it just what I'm used to?
This is noticeably different. And yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna have you make a religion check.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Oh, I would have had Shillelagh. They're all cantrips.
You know what?
Sorry.
I'm going to use forget that 8 because I'm gonna use my where's it at? It's something. Magical guidance. I'm gonna spend a sorcery point. I'm gonna reroll that sucker because screw that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's better.
Much
I'll take that.
better, much better. This does not feel like the chaos that you feel. If you're standing outside, if you're taking a breath of fresh air, if you're at the fortress, or even when you were traveling through sort of like the planar veins on the way to Damarung, this particular, I want to say congestion, it's heavy. It is warped and distorted, where you would if envision a stream, how it flows naturally. But if you begin to put obstructions within the path of water, well, some flows stop, some flows become more violent, some flows begin to overflow and spill out into surrounding areas. And you're noticing that this particular style of chaos, or this particular manifestation of it, is a choked and clogged river. But at its heart, there is something in the middle of all of this kaleidoscopic color that you would normally envision chaos as, right? There is something pure and black at its center.
We must be careful. There is a deep chaos presence here, but it is tainted in some way.
All right.
Some sort of unstable element.
Are we not always careful?
I like to think so.
Sure, maybe. I'm just saying,
always love
be
Muffy's energy.
be extra careful.
All right.
I don't
as
know
we
what
now,
it is.
As we go ahead and enter the room, we're going to swap to the scene now, as you all enter the chamber of the Warmind.
Oh.
You see it. This massive skull, tentacles spilling out of it, pathways of magenta fluid etched into the ground, high vaulted ceiling, stone pillars carved in methodical geometric patterns, and even though they're not fully present on this map, corpses of Warforged soldiers everywhere. The room has an acrid amniotic stench to it. And in addition to this massive skull of this seemingly illithid form, all three of you can see two figures ahead of you. One of them is scaling down from the Warmind's skull, cleaning their sword with their cape. Well, that should handle things here, Top. Should probably be able to get home now. Just gotta extract that remnant. And you hear her say, do we have to dig it out of the brain? Well, do you have a better idea? And at this point, I would like for you all to roll stealth.
Okay.
If this Glaucus guy isn't a gunslinger, I want to be so.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Glaucus
Can't be
draws
Glaucus.
Also, I want every time he shoots, I want him to go blah blah.
Oh no, not the natural
Not
one!
the sand being so loud.
Oh.
Don't
Sand
worry,
just
I
shuffles
still
in.
got an 18.
So with the 18, so because the team's average did not beat the DC.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
Yoo-hoo, right here.
What up, Pimpin'? Hi.
What are you guys doing here?
Top, this ash gray tiefling immediately turns around. She goes, "Oh shit!" And Glaucus hops down to go stand next to her. He still has his sword drawn, but you can see that they're a bit cautious, but not fully like attacking yet. And he says, "Well, you all don't look metal, and you don't look like RBA, so I'm gonna make a guess here. Dread Fortress."
Wait.
It seems that we're at a disadvantage because we have no idea who the fuck you are.
Yeah. How did you get us so fast?
Well,
Looks like Grimnor's outfit.
They're literally dressed in the skull
yeah.
of the Dread Fortress as a belt buckle.
It's just right over her head.
you can know me as Aunt Umbrin Glaucus, and this is Aunt Umbrin Top. And he notices you, Muffy. And he squints for a minute, and he says, Meyer?
Oh.
Wait, what?
Ah, you must be talking about my brother. Did you ever meet him? Great artist.
Oh, boy. And Top agrees with you there, Muffy. She goes, yes, he's a exquisite artist. He's one of our allies.
Oop.
I can see the resemblance. This is...
Yes, no, you're
Fascinating.
correct. I'm confused. When's the last time you saw Meyer?
Oh, boy. Before we left,
When did you leave?
a couple days ago.
Huh.
He speaks about you a lot.
Oh, wait. I think you might be mistaken.
Scrawny, I shouldn't say scrawny, he's gotten a bit bigger now, but small guy, likes to draw a lot, paint. He does art, he does mixed media.
Yes. But he died a while ago. I even have his paintbrush.
Huh.
Who is your Meyer?
Top looks at Glaucus and then looks at all of you. I think he might be your Meyer.
Huh. She's just gonna turn away for a second and is in her head because Sam's taking notes.
Well, listen, you're here. We're here. We have no reason to quarrel with you. So perhaps, maybe if you just let us do what we've come to do. You handle whether's. I don't know what your business is here, but perhaps we're not at odds. He's gonna ask.
Yeah, and Glaucus is going to respond. He's like, yeah, I'd certainly not like to fight the three of you, considering we just fought through all of that. But, our job as Aunt Umbrin's is, we need to extract the remnant from this here giant brain. It was a hell of a thing to put down, but goddamn, we did it.
Remnant. What the? He's gonna look at Neheb. Do you know what they're talking about? The remnant.
I assume it is the same thing we are looking for.
I don't recall, out of character, I don't recall, did Stolas specifically tell you all to, like, collect remnants, or do you recall exactly?
I thought
We
it was
just said-
Well, we were told that there's an
Okay.
aspect of most likely the Shadow King here.
Okay,
And we-
okay, cool,
yeah.
cool, cool.
I think we picked up more from like the visions and stuff though, more specifics.
Gotcha.
Because it was
Yeah.
more. It was kind of at the beginning. It was just a kind of a general like. There's some shit going on here, and it may be connected. Check it out.
Yes, check it out. And then as we got
Gotcha.
here, we learned that it was something connected.
Yeah,
to the
there's
Warmind.
something.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll,
yeah, and Glaucus ends up saying, this thing ended up having a piece or a remnant of the Shadow King stuck in his brain, and it's caused all of this mess. So it's our duty as Knights of the Order of Shadow to retrieve it and put it safely away so that it can't cause harm to the people of the Void any longer.
Do we know about the Order of Shadow?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
Don't. But I think you all could make an investigation check here to put a couple of things together.
Come on.
Woo!
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good.
All right.
I'll take that.
So, previous to leaving from the Dread Fortress, there are plenty of books covering the various iterations of a group known as the Shadow Knights. They were at one point called Dragon Knights, but after the defeat of Ogdril the Shadow, or just the Shadow King at that time, the organization was then changed. Shadow Knights would appear here and there. There would occasionally be a sighting. A Void Knight would say, "Hey, we found activity here that might be related to the Shadow King. We might have found this Shadow Cult over here." But the appearance was never really tied down. However, with the sort of goal that they have in mind, with the armor that they're wearing, these deep grays, these dark blues, I think you all can more or less piece together that these might be the people that you were told about. Though perhaps not exactly how you expected to find them.
Well, the Shadow King is gone. Dead, some would say. Many we saw him defeated by the Arbiter. So, tell me, who is it that you are fighting for, if not the corpse?
We serve the Grand Master. We don't serve the Shadow King. The Shadow King is dead.
Yes, that's what I have said, and you can't serve the Grand Master because we are serving the Grand Master.
Oh, no, sorry. We do not serve Grandmaster Skypiercer. No, we serve our Grandmaster.
There is only one Grandmaster.
There's only one.
There's just one.
Yeah, only one.
Top sort of shrug, and she says, "Well, there are currently two. Or at least, we have always known him as the Grandmaster.
And
the Grandmaster of Shadow."
And what does your Grandmaster want with this remnant?
He wants peace. These things, these remnants, are plaguing the void. They're tearing lives apart. They're scattered. Our goal is to gather them and contain them in one place, back where they belong. Back in our monastery, our fortress.
And help me just make sure I'm understanding. They, or this order, used to serve the Shadow King?
Are you asking like me? Like, hey, are these guys
Yeah, I'm asking you. Yeah.
They bear the panoply and they bear the coloration of Shadow Knights of old, but based upon what they've said about like the Shadow King is dead, we don't mess with him. This is all throwing you off for a loop because these are very clearly like, wait, aren't these the Shadow Knights that we've been told about? And yet they're not at all behaving like the Shadow Knights that you've read or been told about.
You all sure are telling us a lot of funny things.
Well, I mean, it's not meant to be confusing. We're just doing our job, but look, I get it. This is a lot. I have orders to make an offer of peace. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. To the three of you. It's something that our order has been explicitly instructed to do. Our Grandmaster does not wish for violence between both orders, your order and ours. In fact, if he could, he would prefer to have an open dialogue with Grandmaster Skypiercer to establish some sort of understanding. But our job is to take this remnant back, and we cannot let anybody else have it. Hopefully that does not put us at odds, but if you would like...
Well, it doesn't put us at evens.
And Top raises her hands for a minute. She's like, wait. Perhaps it would be easier if you all saw things from our side. Would you like to come with us?
Perhaps, and let me throw out my own solution. Perhaps you give us the remnant that we are here for. You said you want to open a dialogue, and you come with us to the Dread Fortress, where you can have that dialogue.
Top looks at Glaucus, and Glaucus looks at Top. I have orders that I have to get this back. The Grandmaster gave us explicit direction.
And the Grandmaster and our fortress has given us ours, so it seems that we are at an impasse. You claim to not want us to be enemies, but it also seems that we cannot come to an easy solution
You could just let us go.
without the remnant.
Yeah, the remnant is ours.
All right. Have it your way then. He holds his
That
sword
is-
out. Please
Oh, you
do
want to
not make-
fight?
Please do not make me do this. I would rather you be able to meet Meyer alive.
Hebka just looks at that sword and looks at that individual.
And the
If-
blade itself is
Go ahead.
the blade itself is a cool black blade that's seemingly trailing smoke from it.
Yeah, just looks down at her own scimitar that kind of has this sand flowing around it. Just if you would like to fight, that is your prerogative. But understand, you make threats that you cannot keep.
We're not trying to threaten. We all look, clearly both parties here have objectives that are in conflict, but we don't have to fight. We don't have to
Rock,
like
paper,
this.
scissors.
You are very like him.
Stop that.
Wouldn't this be easier? Look, just surrender the weapons. We're not even gonna have y'all do this whole thing about like renouncing allegiance. We've made this offer plenty of times. Well, I shouldn't say we, but others have made this offer to other Void Knights in the past and other people, and just give it a shot. Come with us to Umbercore, and you can meet our Grandmaster.
Muffy
I
just
think-
looks at the other two.
Yeah. Think looks at Melfi, looks at Grimnar. You both can tell that Nehebka cannot be bothered. And she doesn't think she's all powerful, but just because someone says come with us and it's also not giving us an actual choice, and then it's also brandishing a weapon, she's seen many people do that in her realm and they all have died.
Well, it seems that you have your orders and we have ours. And unfortunately for us, our orders are from the highest authority in the void. So it does seem like we must let chaos decide.
Always with chaos. All right. He raises his sword in a salute, and Top brandishes out. You can see that she has something similar to a stave, and she holds it out in front of her. Bits of arcane force begin to build around her. Waka says, "If we must, then, as a Knight of the Shadows, then I will have to stop you."
Well, good luck.
All right, roll for initiative.
This is where my guidance will come in, just so you're aware. Oh my god! So I wish there was a way to just. I'm gonna do that. Oh, there you go. Yes.
20!
D4.
Oh boy!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh boy!
Love that.
Oh, that's weird. Why does it say? I changed their names too. I totally built out these NPCs, and for some
My
reason,
name is Ralph. My
Yeah,
name is
My name
EW.
is Drow.
yeah. Thanks, Forge.
I am Drow.
Foundry.
Sorry, they didn't.
I
they didn't
renamed it and everything. I was like, yeah, I got it. I've learned how to make these mobs now. Excellent. I can rename them. I'm now the
You're an
master.
expert now. And
Nope. I've been humbled immediately in this moment. All right. Jeez. Wow. Look at these high rolls here. All right. Let's hope we don't get annihilated off the bat. Did it do?
Listen, they
decimals?
knock if you bucked, so we're just responding in kind. So
I suppose.
I suppose.
Woo!
Is there-
Finale.
Was there a tie? Is there a tie break? Because Muffy and Grimnar have both rolled, but I don't know if it does it
Grimnar
with
got
a
a nat
decimal.
20,
I
so
got a nat 20.
Okay.
so there should be a head.
Gotcha. Grimnar, we will come to you for this first round of combat, but first, we're going to take a quick break. And welcome back, everybody. We left off with initiative being rolled. It seems objectives are at odds. We have our beloved Void Knights here facing off against two knights belonging to the Order Ascendant Shadow. Are they friends? Are they foes? Who's going to live? Who's going to die? Let's find out right now with Grimnar. You are first in the initiative.
Okay. First in the initiative. Man, okay, we got an objective to get at. These guys are a little smug. They're asking me to commit treason on, in the first 5 minutes of knowing him. We're gonna let chaos aside, so I think I'm gonna come out blasting. And I think I'm going to. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna swing on this. I think I'm gonna twin spell Rothman's Psychic Lance at both of them.
Okay.
So they both have to make an intelligence save of 19.
Intelligence save of 19. And okay, good. I did not give her that. Wanted to make sure it wasn't too insane. Intelligence save, you said.
Yeah. Twin spell. So both.
So that is for top. Wow, top rolling a natural one off the stop.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not like this. And wow. All right, Glock
Both.
is rolling a 6.
Yo,
All right.
that is bad news bears for your guys.
God.
That is 8d6. Hold on, let me see if I can roll this. See if it rolls correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got to throw 2 more on there. That was only 6. Needs to be 8. Where was it at? Where did it show me the damage? 24. Hold on, did it do all 8? I can't tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It only did 7. So I need to do 1 more.
Okay.
Okay. 24 plus 1. Okay, so 25 points
All right, so
of
let me apply
25 points of psychic damage. But it is incapacitated until the start of my next turn. Also because of my feat, because they haven't attacked an initiative, they both also take 8 more points of damage.
Okay, so and they both took the 25, right?
So 33 on both of them, and they're both incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
And then, I'm sorry, and they just took they're both incapacitated, and they just took an additional 8 points of damage.
Yeah, there's 33 total.
Oh boy. All right.
As Grimnar, he honestly bends down on a knee and just kind of like drags his hands on the floor, and he just nothing personal as he slams his scrapes his hands forward, and just like lightning is like 2 like lines of just lightning, like a lightning wall almost, just right up their feet, and just like you can see the lightning go up their body and just like kind of fry their brains.
Yeah, they both let out these cries of pain as the lightning arcs over their bodies. You can see that Glaucus is desperately trying to hold onto the sword. Top lets out a yelp as the bolts begin to rack her body with pain. They're both twitching from little aftershocks, a clear indicator of your incapacitation here. Anything else that you're doing in this turn?
No, I don't think so. Let me see. Nope. I think I'll just let everybody have some free swings.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Say less.
Say less.
All right, so next on the initiative then, we are going to Muffy.
Whee! Okay, she's gonna move. And also use her bonus action to dash so I can get right here.
And as you rush up, you can see that Top is wincing, and she tries to mouth something right before you swing in.
I would hold that, seeing her mouth move before
What?
I hit. What is she going to say?
We don't have to fight like this.
But I want to. And she hits.
So yes, that 17 definitely goes in.
Oh yeah, they're incapacitated. They can't do shit.
Is there if they're incapacitated, is there like a damage bonus? Does it count as sort of like a prone? Okay, cool.
Just
And
can't
let's see,
take
that
actions and
applies.
reactions.
That applies to top. Yep. So with that 27, yeah, no shot of her beating that, even with her pre-existing armor condition. All right. Yep. So she's just been slapped.
I can't find. No. Okay. I meant to say I want to rage, but I couldn't find it until literally just now.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, never mind. I already bonus action to dash. So then we'll just do another hit.
Yeah. The
And
23. Yeah, that
again.
hits.
10.
All right. 10 points of damage on Shadow Knight top.
Yeah, but it's not a sword. She's painting on this
Oh,
person.
she's painting. She's painting.
Yeah, the bristles are like fine threading.
Ooh,
that
okay.
Pierce through the skin.
Oh, is this like almost like multiple like little quill points just like stabbing in?
Almost, yeah.
I love that. Top
That would be
is getting stabbed and punctured. Even in this, you can see that she's now like gritting her teeth at you. And through the sort of shock and the incapacitation, she says to you, "This isn't what he'd want."
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Anything else for your turn, Muffy?
No, that's it. She plugs her ears.
Nehepka, you're next.
I'm sorry, that is hilarious. This is almost sad. And while obviously, there's always a calm before the storm and things could get more hectic very quickly. It's just still, they had these empty threats, even though they claimed they weren't threats. They had these empty threats and now they're just kind of fodder. She's going to start to walk forward. And as she does, again, you'll see the sand kind of start to revolve around her, and then her lower body begins to become tornadic in form as she activates her sand form as a bonus action. And then as she gets closer, what expression is upon their faces?
A lot of pain, a lot of disbelief. Seeing that Top is getting absolutely like effectively murdered right now, you can see that there is genuine like fear on Glaucus's face. You know what? Yeah, throw me an insight. Throw me an insight real quick.
Okay. 21.
So with the 21, I think you're recognizing in this moment, and there's parts of it where Nehebka's purpose and duty are obviously conflicting with what would be considered sort of like, I don't want to say empathy, because I don't want to say that
Moral.
Nehebka doesn't have like, but I think like you are seeing in these two effectively like yourselves here. Like you're noticing that this Nehebka, you're like, we all have the same objective here. We are on opposing sides, and you can see that there's a genuine sort of care between these two in the same way that you would have a protective care over your allies and comrades. And whether that actually affects Nehebka's decision-making process in some ways, completely up to you. But I definitely think that, at least in this moment, if you were to flip the scenarios, like, would it be the same? If you all had gotten here first, how would this interaction go? Would it change, right?
Mm-hmm. And she's keeping all that in mind because they definitely have a mission. The unfortunate thing for them is that their mission directly conflicts with ours.
Yeah.
And they did not seem to care about listening to what Grimnar said. Hey, why don't you come with us instead? And they were like, nah, we'll kill you first. So she won't forgive that. So with that being said, sorry, that was also me stalling because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. That was just a bonus action. As an action, I think, you know what? I think she won't. I think she won't attack. But she will look over at. She's gonna hold her action. No, she's not. No, she's not, because they're incapacitated. They can't do anything. Yep. Honestly, I think in this moment she just waits.
Okay.
I think in this moment she just waits to see exactly what they attempt to do, because then if they do more, she won't hold back. And that seems like unnecessary, but I think in this moment she's just going to wait.
Okay. As we move over to Glaucus's turn, and remind me again real quick, they are incapacitated for this round, correct?
Until the end of my turn. Hold on, I will double check on it.
Because they're either going to take actions this round, or if they're still incapacitated, they are going to attempt to negotiate.
On a failed save, they are incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
Oh, so they are okay. So yeah, they're still sitting ducks.
They can't.
Excellent.
They can't take actions.
Yep,
Reactions.
we love that. We love
none of that.
Glaucus has
use my actions to get a little closer. That's all.
sure. Glaucus, his body still shaking from the electrical discharge. You see that he strains a bit, holding on to the sword, and he looks at you now that you're directly in his eyesight, Nehebka, and he goes, "Is this the way of the Dread Fortress? Violence over peace?"
The way of the Dread Fortress is chaos, and you have chosen it.
We stand for order in the madness of the void.
Get to the point that applies to me.
Sorry, you just like stunned the shit out of me again. I've now been stunned. Just throwing these like hard hooks at me. Glaucus says, "You live here, don't you? You serve her. Do you even know what happens here in the void? Do you know what these people go through? You choose chaos."
Is this your attempt at attempting to sow empathy upon my farm?
He smirks at this because I think he has realized he's run into a wall here. He goes, "Do you even have the capacity for empathy?"
Not unless the God King commands it.
Well,
And she did not say the Grandmaster.
Yeah, she did not say that. So that's all that Glaucus can do because they are incapacitated. We move over to Top, looking at Muffy here. Why are you covering your ears?
What?
Your brother, Meyer, is one of us, and he misses you. He's not here, but if you surrender and come with us, we can show him to you.
I can't read your lips. Sorry.
I
Can't read your lips.
Yeah, I think in this moment, Top says to you, she says it under her breath, enough for you to hear it.
Ooh.
And she says, I don't want to die here.
There it is.
She drops her hands down. Where would you like to die? Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
Muffy is cold.
Over here? Over here?
blooded. Muffy is the most cold blood. I feel like Nehepka used to be up here on my cold blooded list, and Muffy's gone like this. Like Muffy's up there now. Just like where do you want to die?
Up there. Let's be right. In
Yeah,
different
yeah,
ways.
Jesus.
It's all right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I think she's just genuinely curious. Like, where would you like to die?
Where do you want to die?
I feel like I'm gonna have her make like a wisdom save because that comment is just like so off the cuff. She's not sure if you mean that in a joke or for real. Okay. I think she understands your meaning, and you can see that she like smirks a bit through the pain. She goes, preferably on a beach with a drink.
I mean, I have a canteen, and you can pretend the sand is a beach. Stop laughing.
Well, hey, nobody could ever say that Muffy was not one for wish fulfillment. Hebka, turn into a beach. Here's a canteen. I'm gonna kill you now.
Yeah, no, she's just gonna ponder this. Oh. That's it.
That is all that they can do for this round. So it goes up to Grimnar. Grimnar, it is your turn now.
Okay. While they are incapacitated and the others are attacking them, I'm gonna be running forward. I think. Well, I don't know how far I can get. I can get like probably, yeah there-ish. I'm gonna be taking the opportunity to focus on the mission. So I want to be looking at this Warmind. Like we need to destroy this thing, but we also need to like claim this remnant.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if we blow it up with a warhead, if we're gonna get that remnant.
Yeah.
So for me, like extracting that, especially because these guys want it, it seems like that's the bargaining chip here.
Yeah.
And so they're incapacitated. So I want to look for any signs of that, or if I can suss out where is that thing? Is it inside this thing? Is it somewhere else in the room? Like.
Yeah, and you can also recall from what you all heard as you entered the room, as Glaucus was descending from the skull, you heard Top say, do we have to dig it out through the brain? So from that, you can sort of gauge, all right, he has clearly wounded or maybe even killed this thing because the Warmind is not moving at all, and you now have to extract the remnant from the actual brain mass. So in this case, if you wanted to go and extract it during the middle of this combat, you would need to use your movement to get into the brain, and then I would have you make a couple of checks to start digging through the cranial soup.
Okay. Yeah. So if this thing's already like not fighting back or anything, no outward signs of life, then yeah, I would use my action to dash. I think I can only get like here, maybe. So it's good, but I'm gonna use the opportunity to like take a sprint. And then I don't think I can do anything as a bonus action that would be of use here. I don't have any movement based stuff, so I think that's it. I think we're just gonna dash, like try to make a break for it. Maybe just turn to the others. You hold them off, and I will go for the remnant.
All right.
As he starts just like lumbering his way. Imagine him sprinting is very like. This is very big.
Good. And they are no longer incapacitated, so they have their reactions and stuff back.
They do now,
Yep.
yeah.
Alrighty, we move on now to Muffy.
I would like to attempt at grappling.
Okay.
Top.
What is that? Opposing strength, if I'm not mistaken?
I think so.
Okay. Let me.
Is it
look
strength
up.
save or what is it?
Grapple 5.
Strength and athletics.
Yeah,
yeah.
looks like it is. Da-da-ba-ba. Not expecting grapple. Grapple. Yeah, strength contested by target strength or acrobatics.
So do we want to do acrobatics or strength?
Well, you end up making the strength check, and then Top
okay.
will end up contesting with either acrobatics or her strength. Oh my god! All right, she is going to try to slip out of this as the sort of incapacitation fades, as the sort of like stun wears off. Muffy, how are you trying to grapple her? Are you like lunging onto her like face hugger style, or like how are you trying to like incapacitate Top right now?
Yeah, I'm like some pro wrestler. We're gonna like get under her arms and throw her down.
Gotcha. So full on like judo here.
Sure.
She's going to try to wiggle out of this, and it's not a saving throw, just a dexterity ability check. Did we make it? Nope. Okay. Top is now caught in your
It's a
fuzzy
headlock.
arms. You can hear that her airway is a little choked up.
Sorry. Listen to the
I love the apology after you literally just asked, like, "Hey, where do you want to die?" Oh, sorry. Not where you want to die quite yet. Yeah. All right. So now you have her within the grappled condition. Anything else that you were doing while she's grappled?
If we can do this on the same turn, it's up to you. I would also then like to try to
Yeah,
put
tell me
her
what you want to do.
sleep.
Oh, you want to? Oh, okay. So you're trying to like literally knock her out.
Yeah, so that
Okay,
it's
yeah.
she's not getting hurt anymore. Oops.
Right. Okay. So you're going for like non-lethal. Okay. So then what I'm gonna have you do here, because she's currently at a disadvantage here, I'm gonna say to begin the process of knocking her out, I'm gonna have you make another strength check, and we're gonna do sort of like an incremental DC here.
Okay.
So I guess, you know what, actually we can treat it as an attack roll. So you're going to make an attack roll here, and then for every moment that for each successful attack against her AC, that will put her one step closer to incapacitation. If you have another attack, you can go ahead and start knocking her out.
Okay, so now I'm just rolling my unarmed strike.
Yeah.
I crit on 19s.
Oh, you crit on 19s? Yo,
Yeah,
let's
but
go.
like,
Oof.
did I succeed?
That's going to be 2 successes. I had just chalked up 3 successes here. So she only needs 1 more to be knocked out.
Can I now
You
action
can-
surge to do this?
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess if you can, yeah, go for it. You hear like her suddenly like as you begin to cut off the air. And I imagine Muffy's probably like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
It'll stop hurting when you go to sleep.
Okay, so this one, with the, what is this, 4 to hit? Or no, it's a 12 to hit, my bad. With the 12 to hit, this one does not fully succeed. After that initial like surge,
I was
there's a moment.
about to ask, am I rolling at advantage because I have her grappled?
That's a great question. You know what? Actually, I think flavor-wise,
Sure, that's it.
that would make sense. I think flavor-wise, that absolutely makes sense. So yeah, go ahead and roll it one more time.
Unless it's wrong. Somebody correct me.
No, you do technically have advantage on creatures you've
Okay.
grappled.
All right, then 20.
Yeah, because its speed would become 0. So yeah, the 20 hits. And in this moment, you can see that she's like literally she's trying to break out. Her eyes roll into the back of her head. And her body goes completely slack, and collapses to the ground. She is unconscious.
Muffy's gonna pat her cheek like, are you actually asleep? Oh, good. And then get off and look at Nehebka and can't remember his name.
Glaucus.
That's right. How can I forget? Glaucus.
Yeah, Glock. I thought
Um,
we're gonna make a different kind of joke about his name, but no, we went with the gun joke. So
I technically have one more hit because I action surged.
Muffy's a machine.
Can I not try to
Muffy's a
grapple him?
monster. There's no way. Okay. So with that, go ahead and how is grapple not an attack? That's wild. I feel like if something like if my cat jumps at me to try and grapple onto me, that's an attack. That's a threat.
It's a
That one probably doesn't make it.
All right, we're gonna contest. Watch him roll a 1, and then we repeat this all over again. He is going to repel you with his dexterity. Just an ability check here. Don't lose.
Good job.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful. Glaucus seeing Top go down, anger immediately takes over his features. He shouts out her name. What'd you do to her?
I put her to sleep. Sorry. Why did I get scared?
So honest. I put her to sleep. It's fine. She's asleep. Calm down.
I'm sorry, Mom.
You go to lunge at Glaucus, and he completely pushes you back. He repels you. They're like a billow of the cape. His sword is now gripped even tighter, and he's looking at all, and he's like, "We don't have to do this.
That's why we're trying to stop it. But you won't.
I can't fail here the same way that neither of you can fail here. You can just let us leave. And this
you
never
can just
happened.
Let us leave. This can be the same both ways. It's your choice, though.
I would like you to make a persuasion check.
I do my best. Fine.
He shakes his head. If we're gonna stop chaos, I have to make sure that order prevails.
Well, we're not stopping chaos. All right, Nahepka, he's yours. She back.
Hebka, you're up.
She just kind of watched what just happened in front of her. And she just looks and... So, that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to stop chaos.
And bring peace to the void. No more senseless violence. No more people pulled out of their homes for sport, for entertainment. The Shadow King is dead. He failed. Where he failed, we can prevail and do something better.
There's just one problem with what you want. It's not what I want. And she is going to... Let's have some fun. Shall we?
Ruh-roh.
Don't be scared now. She is going to look at this individual, just kind of like tilt her head, and she's going to... That feels mean. Oh, you're lucky. I can't even do it anyway, because that's a
Where
minute.
would you like to die? Go ahead.
Where would you like to
Yeah.
die? Exactly. She sees that Grimnar is getting to the space. And help me also understand. They kind of talk like they killed the Warmind. Is that true?
Yes. You do not see any sort of activity coming from the Warmind. Its eyes are completely cold and empty. The only light that's seemingly radiating from that brain is being generated from the remnant in its head.
Gotcha.
In fact, it might even be fair to say that the Warmind is on death's door. Like if it was in like in a mechanical sense, it's
Yeah.
currently making death saving throws. The remnant is the only thing that's actually still keeping it fully alive.
I understand. I understand now. Great. Then for now, she's just going to smile, put her finger underneath his chin. I told you though, I do not need to kill you. We will get what we want. And her finger is going to suddenly just become sand itself, and it's going to almost start crawling up his face and kind of go all around him before forcing itself into his mouth. As I attempt to cast Charm Person.
Oh,
All right.
I'll do anything you want. Just stop.
Yeah, just hey, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Get your
I'm
fingers
good.
out
I'm
of
good.
my mouth.
Go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw for me.
It's so funny. I need to actually just say this is that so as you all saw in the initiative, the initial base for Glaucus was a Drow Shadowblade. I was like, well, he's not a Drow, so I need to take off that Fey ancestry thing that prevents him from being charmed. And now I'm just like, Kyle, you're so stupid. You should have just left it. What is
You
it?
should have left it.
Should have just left it. The save. What was the save again? Wisdom save.
Wisdom save, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
They technically have an advantage because Muffy has done something harmful to it.
Oh.
Wait,
We
not
technically
this
haven't
one.
yet,
Never
but
heard it.
someone has. Someone did. So you made an aggressive action.
Oh, okay,
against
okay.
it.
Damage doesn't matter.
Oh,
Yeah,
until you
yeah.
or your companions do anything harmful to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
sorry.
No, it's all good.
It's fine. It's still
Oh,
a
sorry.
fail.
That 19 was spinning.
That was there.
Yeah, it was right there. It was right there. The sand travels across Glaucus's face, peels back the side of his mouth, and begins to make its way inside of him. How does this version of charm work as sand is invading sort of like his mouth?
It's almost infusing with his blood. Infusing with it's like nervous system. And it's not completely, obviously some spells when it comes to like taking agency is a little but in this moment it's more so just so he doesn't try to fight what we're trying to do.
Okay. Gotcha.
In this moment he is one with the sand, and the sand wants that peace and to come back to the Dread Fortress.
Okay. Gotcha.
I
Wow.
like that.
That's gnarly. You see Glaucus's eyes go wide. His pupils, he's erratically looking around. He's trying to figure out how he can get out of the situation. And then there's suddenly a shift. His pupils dilate and then relax. And the grip that he had on his sword suddenly relaxes. Hasn't fully let go of it, but he's in a state of calm. And I think because of your connection to the sand, you can now tell that his heart rate is slowing. His muscles have relaxed a bit. And he inhales and exhales. And the objective that you gave him through the sand was get the remnant and come back to the Dread Fortress, correct?
Because that's what we need to get our piece. Warmind's dead, and go home.
Yep. Okay.
Also, this lasts an hour.
That's an hour. Okay. Yeah. And he does not make saves at the beginning of his turn, does he? No, he is just charmed.
Yep. It is rejarmed. Wow, it is rejarmed. It is regarding us as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, it knows they were charmed. I could have cast it on them too, but we only need one.
That's bananas. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
You now have Glaucus under your control.
Yours lasts 1 hour. Mine lasts 8 hours. It's not. I love this for us.
Good enough. Get the piece.
Your turn.
I think at this moment, Glaucus turns well, you wanted Grimnar to get the piece, but Glaucus is going to use his action to move towards the Warmind, using his bonus action as well to dash, to get over there.
Grimnar's gonna do
The whole
same thing.
time, I think the whole time, because he treats you all as friendly acquaintances, he's even beginning to make banter, and he says, "So after we get this thing out of here, what do you want to do next? Grab drinks."
What the? Grimnar's a little confused because he was like rushing towards
Yeah, I'm
the
sure
thing.
Grimnar's
This
like
guy's
hella
just-
confused right now.
What the? Is he on our, are you on our team now?
Yeah, you can almost see like, I mean, it's very much
Sand
it's
coming
very
out of his
much
mouth.
The Last of Us. When you know that the cordyceps has infected someone, because you see like some of the tendrils like coming out of their mouth at moments.
Yeah.
You kind of see the sand every now and then, like kind of go in and out around their mouth.
I see. Sure. Maybe we get drinks, or maybe you just tell us a little bit more about your Grandmaster. Would you boost me up here, please?
You boost me.
Yeah, sure. So I guess we'll be giving you the help action now.
just gonna just ask him to help climb this thing.
This is probably not what Kyle expected.
What's he gonna do? Say no?
I assume we're
Yeah,
not.
what am I gonna do? Say no? Like
we're
he's like,
not
nah,
like-
y'all are friends. Y'all are friends.
We're not in like combat order anymore, are we?
I'm gonna say that for now we are.
Okay.
Because I do have something going off screen that I need to
Okay.
go ahead and make a d20 roll for. We're checking in to see if the physician has actually successfully held off everything or not.
Okay, sure. Well, then Grimnar, I use my action and everything to dash, and then ask him to just help me get up there too.
Yeah, and he absolutely does that. And yeah, you know what? I think. Let's see, where did it go? Why have I suddenly lost the dice tool? What the heck?
It's in the chat
I've
log.
There it is. Thank you. I don't know why. I was literally staring right at it. We're gonna make this a public roll.
Oh.
Okay. Noise. Nehebka, you hear it first. Noise is building up. The sounds of battle are raging behind the door at the entrance. It doesn't sound like he's lost, but the battle is still going on. Whatever he's fighting is obviously giving him a bit of a run for his money. We'll go ahead and I guess now at this moment, since Top is knocked out and since Glaucus is under your control, you know what? We will go ahead and drop out of initiative order. Congratulations, you've solved my Shadow Knight puzzle by befriending them and knocking them out.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I was honestly not anticipating that at all, and I love that. This is why I love storytelling games. Instead of just hitting each other to death with swords, you all found the non-lethal option. So, like,
I mean, I
achievement
wanted
unlocked.
to do that first part, but she
Well,
cried about it. I felt bad.
at this point, with you all being out of initiative and with this whole thing lasting an hour, Grimnar, I'll give it to you. You said you wanted to learn more about their Grandmaster?
Well, I mean, first priority is climb this thing and rip that remnant out of their head.
Yeah, and at this point, yeah, you can definitely get there. It'll take you like, I don't know, less than like 10 seconds to do it.
Okay.
In the meantime, Glaucus is sort of just on standby. I guess he will be accompanying you
Okay.
to help you with the extraction.
Well, then,
Um,
if we're doing that, then while I'm just like standing on top of this brain, presumably bashing my hands into it, just like getting real knee deep in this brain soup.
Yeah.
So you were saying about your Grandmaster. Who is this Grandmaster, and why are they? Where did they come from? Why are they challenging our Grandmaster? As he's just.
Yeah, and as you're digging through the brain soup, this liquid is incredibly warm. Like, it is almost to the point of like, oh, it's almost like a hot brain soup. Not scalding, not boiling, but as you dig further, do you know like when you put your hand in like a bag of like rice
Mm-hmm.
or like beans, that sort of like static feel, or like when your like foot falls asleep,
Mm-hmm.
like your forearms begin to have that sort of static sensation as you get closer and closer to this remnant. It's a strange feeling. You're not suffering anything too adverse yet, but the closer you get, the more sort of the lack of feeling that you have in your body.
Okay. But this is a very weird feeling. Would you take over from me for a minute? He's gonna switch places with him, like not trusting that feeling.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But you get used to it after the first time.
Wait, you've done this before?
Some of us have, yeah. We've got a couple of remnants back at Umbercore.
What are these? Tell me more. What does the remnants? What are you planning to do with them?
We're planning to take them from the void so that they can't do stuff like this. It's not difficult to understand. We're locking them away. That's our job.
Yes, but
They're
the
parts
locking.
of the Shadow King.
Granted, that is. Well, I could kind of see your point. Could be dangerous, but what makes you qualified to hang on to them any more than us?
Because we're what remains of the Shadow King's forces?
Well,
I mean, we have the books, we have the materials. This has been our goal from day one. Gather the remnants, bring peace to the void.
I could see how that sounds nice, but at the same time, wasn't the Shadow King the one responsible for bringing disorder to the void in the first place?
He's dead, and that's why we don't follow him anymore.
Well, so you just had a change of heart after he dies? How does this work?
That's something you'd have to ask the Grand Master about.
Who is this Grand Master, by the way? Where did he come from?
I don't know, I just work for the guy. Pretty cool, though. All things considered. Not really big on formality. Well, kind of, but Grandmaster Payne has been sort of like a father to us all. We're all from the periphery. I don't know about you, but out there it's pretty lawless. Not many Void Knights come walking through trying to keep the peace. And so he is.
I suppose, but you have to forgive us if we don't trust his intentions with these very dangerous pieces of a Shadow King.
I trust that our Grand Master knows what he's doing. He's got a vision, some sort of drive. It's something to behold. When he talks, you sort of get it. He just wants us all to not have to live in fear, not to be afraid of the dark. I think you'd like him.
That's possible. I haven't met him. I'd have to meet him first, but it's possible. Are you done? Are you there yet? Is he still digging?
Yeah, he's getting closer. You know what? I'll have him make a little strength check real quick to see how far along he is. That's so funny. You're having this heart to heart, and you're like, "Hey, dude, are you done digging through the slop yet?" He's still digging a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, got distracted. Let me get the sword out real quick." Meanwhile, Nehebka, Muffy, Top is unconscious. She's breathing. She's stabilized. You can see that her staff is on the ground. She's just wearing simple finery and robes. There are a couple of things on her person of note. There's a brooch. One of them, the brooch in particular, is shaped sort of like it looks similar to a crown, but made of sort of like an obsidian material. It is decorated with bits of sapphire and silver, almost in like the shape of a shield. So imagine a shield with a crown resting at the very top of it. And you all would recognize this is sort of like her signifying brooch. Otherwise, you all are free to sort of do with her what you will, or address the noise coming from the front of the room.
I worked up quite an appetite. Would you like one?
No.
All right, well, if you ever want one, I've got plenty.
I mean, she will just kind of walk over to, what's her name? Top?
Top. Yeah. Taupe.
Taupe.
Top.
Taupe.
Them.
Yeah.
That person right there. And top. Yeah. Just kind of look over them and see if there's anything of note. Not to like steal from them, because I don't think that matters, but still. Yeah, and there's and Muffy would clock if they're able to clock something like this, that it's hard because by technicality they did nothing.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have a chance. They did nothing. But Nahabka don't give a shit about that.
Right.
She has a job. And she just looks back up at Grimnar, but then looks down just to see if there's anything that seems important upon Top's person. Especially, it seemed like since they are the mage, maybe that they might have more. I don't know. Any like letters or anything that just seems good to know.
Yeah. The first thing that you find on her is almost like a small sort of like sensor. It is seemingly cylindrical in shape. It's attached to her belt. There's two brass knobs. So this pointed or cylinder with like 2 points at the end, and there are all of these inscriptions on them. Various forms of sort of like, for lack of a better word, like sigils, arcane sort of like workings here. You can already tell that it's magic. Don't necessarily know the full workings of it. If you want to, you can make an Arcana check for that. But it doesn't actually seem to be like a weapon or anything. It actually seems to have like a lock on it. Yeah, I'll have you make an Arcana investigation.
Okay, sure. I will guidance these because it's not in urgency. Let's do plus a D4. So 23 for Arcana.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
and 13 for investigation.
Okay. So with the Arcana, upon inspecting this cylindrical case here, you make out that there are a series of protective wards put into this cylinder that with every sort of ring, like the cylinder like has a bunch of different rings going down it. So you would think, oh, this is decorative. No, each ring is its own sort of spell that has been inlaid into the container, and upon reading it further, you understand that this device is meant to contain these remnants, that upon extraction it would be placed in here so that it could then be safely transported. And now this also, it doesn't necessarily fully apply to just remnants. You gauge that this device, if you wanted to put anything magical inside of it, as long as it would fit, you would be able to effectively dispel it and transport it without any sort of like negative consequence.
Does it seem, especially with the arcanic touch that it has, does it seem of shadow, or is it just happens to be a device?
It just happens to be a device. The level of artifice is immaculate, though. This would be something of like the highest caliber spellcraft and artificing that you, I think, would have seen. This would be something that I think if you were to put it in like comparison of like operations at the Dread Fortress, this would be something that like would maybe be in like the Arbiter's collection. Like this is meant to transport. This sort of working is meant to transport heavy duty stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I don't really think Nehebka understands magic, understands things, but doesn't understand artifice, creating these contraptions. That's not really what they did back in Hardakier. I think regardless though, she will see that and will yeah, sure. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Kind of a sandy hand is going to form with this thing, and is going to float it over to Griminar. You say, this could contain the remnant.
Oh, it's perfect. Thank you. Why didn't you mention this earlier? As he looks to his new companion.
You didn't ask. You just told me to dig.
Well, that is a fair point. As he's also in his other hand, he's got a chunk of brain, and he's just kind of like jiggling it. While this guy digs. No.
I'm ready for the remnant. By the way, I've dug down. We've got it.
But he's gonna hold out the tube. You just put it in here?
Yeah, you just look here. You undo the top, and then you affix the remnant to it, and then it'll take it right in.
Okay, let me do this part. I want to learn. As he swaps places with him, he doesn't trust him to do it.
Yeah, and he gives you the cylinder, and as you go to interact with this remnant, I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm gonna use my. I'm using my guidance, using a sorcery point.
Okay.
On 10. Oh my god. It's a 10.
Your vision fades. For a moment, you are blind. It's like when you wake up or when you put pressure on your eyes and you just see like spots of heat, spots of light.
Mm-hmm.
The static overtakes your body entirely. But thanks to the cylinder, you do not fall under the sway of the remnant. Just interacting with it in this way was enough to have an effect on you. Had you not had the cylinder here, we would have been in a bad time. You realize now that the power that is coming out of this tiny little finger bone shaped piece of stone is overwhelming. In terms of just raw, chaotic energy, it would be like being blackout drunk. You're lost. You're gone. You're nowhere to be found. But you managed to put it into the cylinder, and in doing so, you are left with a bit of memory, a bit of an after image. Now, does Grimnar know what Ogdril the Shadow looks like? Does Grimnar familiar with the appearance of the Shadow King?
Oh yeah, he would have during his return, which was not that long ago, when the Grandmaster was kind of or when he was came back to rule, and he would have seen him at the death matches and around the Dread Fortress, 100%.
You get this sort of flash of memory, and you can see him there, not as a shadowy behemoth, not dressed in armor, but seemingly in plain clothes. He's regarding a series of photos, he's regarding a series of books, all of them regarding the nature of chaos, how to manipulate it, how to control it, how to contain it within oneself. What does one have to do to master the unmasterable? Do you have to sacrifice a couple of planes? Do you have to sacrifice a civilization? All of these things are notes that he has written down. What to do next? Maybe it involves sacrificing kin. Maybe somebody like his niece, the Grandmaster Lucia Skypiercer. So many different options. All of them yet to have really been fulfilled. But he did manage to do one thing, and this is what you gain from this finger bone. He managed to dilute chaos in such a way that you could effectively put it within the marrow of one's own bones. You could make it a part of yourself. Of course, obviously, as he would learn at great cost. But you find within this finger, this is a literal finger bone that you have in your hands, Grimnar. This was one of the first places where this sort of overflowing chaos began to shape and change who he was.
Am I still stuck in this vision, or is it
You
just,
come out of this vision
okay.
now.
I think. Hold on. I need to make some undisclosed rolls.
Ruh-roh.
Give me a second here. Okay. I think coming out of that vision, obviously seeing, I do recognize that this is a piece, like a physical piece of the Shadow King's body. And just feeling that amount of power and the way it has been warped and corrupted, and kind of seeing that it still has some sort of memory or connection to that power and to the Shadow King's, I don't know, memories or consciousness or whatever, somehow still contained within that. He's going to come out of that kind of a little bit shaken by just kind of that sensation, and he's going to look at Glaucus. Tell me again, what is it that you are truly doing with this power? What do you want it for?
Putting them away so that they can't hurt people anymore.
Nobody who has this kind of power just puts it away.
My mission, my job, is to make sure that those things, the thing that's now in that cylinder, is out of public view. Can't get into anybody's hands. We've already been doing this. You have no idea.
How many do you have?
At least 5. But who can say how many more are out there?
He's gonna look over at Muffy and Hebka, and I think looks very, very serious, as he's kind of pondering this. Just this is more than we were told. You would not believe the power that this contains, and the evil, the corruption. It is the defilement of chaos. We cannot let their master have it. But I'm not sure that we can let our master have it either.
What are you suggesting?
I don't really know. I'm just saying that this power is it should not be wielded by anyone.
So you are saying it should be destroyed?
I think that is what I am saying, yes.
Nahepka's gonna take a couple steps forward. Of all of us, And not saying that Muffy hasn't been, but Grimnar is the acolyte of the Grand Master of the Dread Foresters of Chaos. Grimnar suddenly saying he doesn't want to bring it home after touching this piece. Can I ascertain if this piece has done anything to Grimnar?
Trying to insight me.
Yup.
Yeah. Are you going to oppose him in this moment, Grimnar?
Nope.
Right, so go ahead and roll an insight then.
Whether there's something that's been done to me, that's your call. But like in terms of inciting, like he's not contesting that.
It's almost a natural 20. Oh, it's almost a natural 20.
Oof. Yeah, I think at this point, Grimnar, I'll let you go ahead and explain, like, describe what Nehebka's picking up off of you.
Yeah. I think what you're getting from Grimnar in terms of like the vibe is just like a really strong hesitation. Like before touching this thing, you know, it was just an object, an abstract idea. Like, oh, we take it back to the Grand Master. But after touching it and seeing the power that it wields, and his knowing his views on you know, chaos and not controlling chaos, but being a vessel for chaos. That this kind of spits in the face of what he believes in terms of controlling chaos, and manipulating it. And so it seems, I would say that it comes off very sincere. Like, you may not get all of that, but like that he's very shook by whatever he's touched. Not necessarily affected by it, but like he's like, hold on a second. We gotta think about this in a way that he hasn't been prompted to think about that yet. And if you don't, it might be easier to show you. If he's going to like just kind of, you can you read thoughts?
I was actually seeing if I could.
Yeah.
That was my first thought.
I thought you could with the
let me just double check.
With the Elithid, the physician, because you kind of looked into his brain, right?
I'm trying to remember what we did. I don't think it was a detect thoughts. It was a
The physician looked into.
No, he looked into Nehebka's thoughts.
Yeah. And Nehebka let him swim into the deep end.
Yeah. Yep. Without floaties. Yeah, I do not have the ability to look into, but
well, then I'll just ask this because I have. We'll just do this because I have like my mimic trait feat, where I can like, you know, kind of copy someone's feat or have that like connection to embody something of them. I'm presuming a connection with those people is made. Can I attempt to make some sort of similar connection with Nehebka to at least like send the vibes? Maybe if it's not even a vision.
Wait, say that one more time. Can you use the mimicry trait to send the thoughts?
Yeah, because I'm presuming with the mimicking traits, like there's my background is there like a connection in the chaos energy between two people that I'm able to do that through. Can I reverse engineer it to try to make an attempt to convey something?
I'm always going to be a proponent of trying things. I'm just trying to figure out what the best way to emulate this is, because this is sort of
very difficult, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to determine if this would be more akin to nature or magic here, because it's part of who you are, and you're trying to reverse engineer something that you can do.
Yeah. because obviously, like it's. I would imagine that trait is like the ability to like see into how chaos is shaping that person or working within them. So it'd be like,
Yeah.
how can I reverse into that? I
I think, yeah, let's go for like a, let's do a nature check first.
God, it's gonna be so bad. Okay. I have bad stats all around.
Okay, so with the 14, you feel like you almost have like, you're almost there. Like you're like, okay, wait, so if I feel it like this, and if I get hit like if I get hit in this way, and then I get the reaction, maybe if I hit in a Hebka, I can give them a reaction. Wait, no, that's not right. That's not right. Don't want to hit a Hebka. What if I don't know, drink some of the chaos juice, and then like they drink the chaos juice? No, wait, that's backwash. That's backwash. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. You don't
Drink my juice.
You don't quite land on like the method, but you think that you're getting closer. Whether it's like almost like a blood handshake, almost like a, you know, like maybe we just need to like literally put our heads together and like share a thought, something like that. You're not quite sure what would fully get you there, but you at least have an idea of like, I know that if I get hit, I get it. So there's got to be a way for me to get it out.
What if the two of you somehow, I don't know, your elements combine and you create glass?
It's glass time.
And then I will paint it.
Shape
Stained
of
glass.
a cathedral.
Hey, that's us, team stained glass. I think actually, yeah, I think Nehepka's going to step like right next to Grimnar. Move. And just hold out both of their hands and say, where we come from, we commune. Perhaps send your energy to me, I send mine back to you. Perhaps a spark will grow.
It is worth a shot. As he's going to.
And I'm also going to, as I hold out my hands, when they connect, if they connect with Grimnar, the sands are going to like cover theirs as I cast enhance ability. Enhance ability on maybe Owl's wisdom, or maybe if they're doing something magical, Fox's cunning, to give them advantage on intelligence checks. But it's more so just to give a part of me to them to enhance what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah, then I would say probably for the nature bit, yeah, I'd say like intelligence here.
Good thing my intelligence is just as bad.
Woo.
Meanwhile, and I want to quickly shift over to Muffy real quick.
Muffiana.
Glaucus approaches you because he's under the spell. He's under the influence of charm. So any sort of pre-existing hostility that he might have had is gone. He looks at Top and sees her incapacitated. And he asks you, are you guys going to kill us?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I can never promise.
Well,
You're both unpredictable.
you're one to talk.
You started it.
We all have a job to do. But I did want to ask you, I couldn't help but notice, why did you act that way whenever we said Meyer's name?
I told you. He's been dead.
He's not.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
but
you
like, you haven't
Be
proven
overjoyed?
it.
Well,
If
I mean,
maybe. I can't quite tell the future. It's not a part of me.
and not a part of me either, but he is at Umbercore. I promise you that.
Why?
Why what? Why wouldn't I
Why
want
is he
you
there and hasn't come home? If he were alive. Riddle me that.
I think you'd have to ask him. If I'm being completely honest. I don't know his whole story.
Well, it seems you know more than I.
I know he's a really good painter. He's painted a bunch
Yeah.
of portraits. Hasn't done anything
You have
too
a way to
drastic yet.
contact him.
Actually, I can send a message. Or I could deliver a message. I mean, that depends on if you kill me or not.
Well, if you try to leave, I will. So send a
Well,
message.
we all go home the same way. As soon as the remnant's fully done, we all leave through the planar gate. That's how we all got here. And with the
Alright.
Warmind dead, we should be able to get home without having to get, shunted through time and space.
I don't care about that part. Send a message.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to write something out, just let me know.
Sure. She's gonna sit on the sand and plop open her bag and pull out one of her pieces of parchment that she utilizes well over and over again. And I don't think much would be said on this. Other than she would just probably write her name. It's Muffy.
Mm.
Right back. And that's it. But she would be using his paintbrush.
His
And
paintbrush, right?
Yeah, and it's almost as if an ink is forming on the paper without having any of the paint on it. And you could probably assume that there might even be a bit of a hidden message in that.
Okay. And Glaucus is not going to pry about that, but Glaucus takes the message and he goes, well, provided that you let me and Top live, then I'll make sure that this gets into his hands.
All right.
Say, do you know what your friends are going to do with the remnant when you guys have fully extracted it? I mean, we were just going to take it home and put it into a vault.
Yeah, well, that's silly. You can't keep that locked up.
Sure we can. We have...
Do you have more than that?
Yeah.
You happen to have a bunch of this, don't you?
We have like 5 of them.
Why? What do you do with it?
The Grandmaster wants them out of the harm's reach, I guess.
No. The Grandmaster wants them back.
No, the Grandmaster wants to
No.
get
The
them out of the void.
Grandmaster is my
No,
Grandmaster. Yours is a
my
false
Grandmaster.
No, it's
No,
my
my
Grandmaster.
No, but I have a Grandmaster, and you have a
This is what
Grandmaster.
she's doing.
And there are 2 You see, look, there are 2 Grandmasters.
No. There is one. Here, I'll paint it out for you, even.
And as I think you do this, he's like, no, that's not right. Look, this is how it happened, all right? This is what I've been told, here, you all are in the interior, we're on the periphery, all right? There's 2 Grandmasters, the one on the outside and the one on the
What?
inside, right?
Wrong. There's one.
If
How
you
are we
say so.
looking? She says, yelling.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
You. You too. She's standing back up as well.
And then we go back to the both of you now getting ready to brains connect.
Hands are out.
Yeah.
Grimnars. I do not know your magic. I am just merely going to open myself up.
I will see if I can convey what I have felt. Is just going to try to, once again, just try to make some sort of connection with chaos between the 2 of them.
Roll nature with advantage for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey! And there it is. And there it is, the natural 20. And Nehebka, here in this moment as this sort of conduit of chaos merges with the infinite sand of your person. There's the tiny little sparks, the moments of electricity where, in a similar manner as how you were able to control Glaucus through his blood, you are now picking up bits of this sort of like genetic feedback from Grimnar as the energy, this sort of disruptive, fluctuating energy of chaos that lives within him is now showing you and channeling the memories and the extent of what's radiating outward. You both almost share, like, it's almost as if you both are sharing the same body at this point, whereas Nehebka, you're on like the right, you have like the right eye, and Grimnar, you have the left eye. Like that's sort of like what the perspective feels like here. As you all are sort of reliving and sharing this experience. But Nehebka, you get to see everything that Grimnar saw, Grimnar, Grimnar's, yeah, Grimnar saw, and then some. And you now understand without a shadow of a doubt that the fact that this tiny little finger bone could warp and change, effectively an elder brain here, into the thing that it was, and allow it to go unchecked and rampage, that if there are pieces that are bigger, or if there are pieces that are congregated together, it could be disastrous.
I think in the shared energy, the shared thought process, memory, she sees all that, but I think because it's kind of going back and forth, I think for a moment, especially considering what they do, I think for a moment Grimnar would either feel or get a hint from Nehebka as she is seeing this that this could be useful. Not out of it's not a greediness for power, but it's as Grimnar would know, her first desire was to return home.
Yep.
Or fix what has been now broken and shunted into the void. And potentially, if bigger pieces can be used to get back, then you can already tell that she is also team don't bring it back to either side.
Yeah.
For her own reasons.
I think he'll get that vibe and kind of just clearly you can see that this is we must choose correctly what to do with this. I don't know if this new Grandmaster is forthcoming in their intentions, but this is much larger than any one ruler. This is something that could destroy the void and all people. Chaos cannot be contained or distorted. It must be free to work in its own desire. We've seen when the Shadow King tried to manipulate it, that the entire void shook and crumbled underneath its corruption. That is not something that we can allow, but I don't know what to do with this.
I would like to ask all of you here. Oh, go ahead.
Be honest with me, Grimnar Stormclaw. If the Grandmaster that we know had this piece today, what would she do?
And the problem is that I don't know. I would like to think that she would destroy it, or put it away somewhere where no one could reach it, but who can say? I don't know her mind any more than I know yours.
I have a thought. And she looks back at Muffy, who's talking to Glaucus. We don't know. We don't know. But we could. I am curious now to see this other Grandmaster for myself. I think it would be our duty to see this through. See if they are actually worthy of containing. You said it yourself. You don't know if your own Grandmaster would contain or not. And they seemingly have said that that is exactly what their Grandmaster would do. Not to use, but to keep it out of harm's way. And if this is true, I think it would be our duty to your Grandmaster to make sure that it is true.
I would. I can see your point, and it is a good one. It is not so much that I do not trust the Grandmaster. She has never given me a reason not to trust her, but I don't think I trust anyone with this power. Not yet, anyways. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps we should go, at the very least. Maybe we can... If this other Grandmaster has nefarious intentions, we could gain... They have 5 more pieces, is what Glaucus has told us. Perhaps we could, relieve him of those, should his intentions be not so friendly. But I don't think that it is smart for us to walk into his house with this piece either.
Do you trust me?
Yes, I think so.
She turns and looks at Muffy. And you?
What? Sorry, we can debate about this later. What did you ask?
We're deciding the fate of the void over here.
I think it's like vibing.
You stay here, and she runs over, kicking up sand behind her, and then stops. Sorry, I was debating Grandmaster stuff.
We have to make a choice. That choice is bring this back to our Grandmaster, bring it back to theirs, or figure out a third option. I have asked if Grimnar trusts me, and I ask you the same.
Oh, of course. Unless it's the wrong answer.
It could be.
Oh. Well, as for now, it feels right.
Where I come from, if it is not clear, I guarded my God King's pyramids. But there were other elements made from me to guard specific pieces. You all will call them canopic jars. And she's gonna literally grab her chest and just rip open.
Wow.
I will be the vessel for now. They won't take it from me.
Yes, that could work.
I am not human. I am not humanoid. I am merely a vessel.
I'm glad
It
you're on
cannot
our
corrupt
side.
me.
How do we help you consume it?
So it's clear. She doesn't want to take the power. She just literally wants to be the canopic jar for it.
Yes.
For now.
Add the leash.
I just shove my hand in.
Just
Yeah,
shove.
like,
Listen, y'all
another
have
one
shoved
like this.
your
That's a
good one,
hands
yeah.
through her sand this entire campaign.
Are you ready, Grimnar? You get one side, I get the other.
Yes.
Instead of bag of holding, it's bag of Nehebka. Yeah.
Back in the Hepka.
Right.
God, that would be incredible. But
And we could even keep it in the thing that we got.
yeah,
in
oh
the
yeah, I
cylinder,
should
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
stay in there.
Yeah.
Well, because I think if it's in there, it's probably less detectable as well.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's dispelling the presence of the magic. Yes, I think this is a good choice. And again, I'm not saying we should not give it to the Grand Master. I think that we need to know more before we do.
And I believe we find out more by going to their domain. They have more pieces,
They do at the
which
very
means they have more information.
Nielsen might have my brother. And I am curious.
We need an escape plan, though. If we are going to go into the heart of a potential enemy, how do we get out?
Oh, I have this thing. And in
Oh,
her
yeah.
bag.
That's right.
She
Yeah.
has a
Of the
thing
waiststone,
from
yeah.
the first episode. Yeah, don't worry, we're fine. I've been waiting.
I've been waiting.
So, okay, so you have the waystone. And am I correct here that you all wish to go to Umbracore?
We are hiding the piece inside of Nehebka, and I think that we are all in agreement to go find out more.
That you all are going to go with Glaucus and Top, correct?
What if we left them here?
And just went on our own.
But they know where to go home, but like right now, give us a head start.
We probably need one of them to get
Right.
to their
Yeah.
place,
Dang it.
though.
You
And we
don't
have one
take me
charm at the very
incapacitated.
least. At the
gonna
very
be-
least.
He's gonna be
I guess they're
pissed
the
in
other
an
one in the
hour.
back.
In an hour, he's not gonna be so friendly.
And quick question, for the purposes of the charm, it regards you all as friendlies too, but like he would still interact with Top, right? Like he'd be like, hey, you're
Yeah.
not bad. Like, okay, yeah. He's gonna start trying to wake her up. Okay.
If she attacks him.
We need to.
Yeah.
We need to though. When we're putting this thing inside of Nehebka,
Mhm.
I think I'd like to do it in a way where he's not looking.
Oh yeah, he's currently distracted right now. But also remember, he's still friendly with y'all.
Yeah, I
So
don't
if
want
you
him to
guys
know
were to
where
be
it's
like-
at though.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I can go back to arguing with them. And another thing.
One more thing.
I'm trying to wait.
No, it's my grandmaster, and you will learn. There,
Oh my God. But Pain and Alucia can be they can live at the same time.
You did teacher time.
Oh, fine.
She's painting on a paper
Fine.
with the
All right.
mustached grandmaster. This is the right one.
Did you always wait? I didn't know she had a mustache. When did you have a mustache? Oh,
Since I painted.
our grandmaster has a beard and a mustache.
Imagine.
Yeah.
I should draw that. She draws a beard on the grandmaster. Yeah, so does ours.
And I think at this point, okay, so yes, Nehebka, Grimnar, if you all wish to hide the cylinder inside of the canopic jar that is now Nehebka, a cylinder within a jar. This is going to be like a what are they called? The little Russian dolls.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Can't wait. We're
Okay.
just gonna everything's gonna be shoved inside of Nehebka and it's just
Nesting
gonna be a
dolls.
We're gonna
Russian
hide
dolls,
Nehebka
yeah.
inside of something else.
nesting doll. Yeah. So yes, he is currentently distracted, and you all are able to successfully hide the cylinder within Nehebka. I guess what I what I want to ask here is, how are you all going to convey this to Glaucus? Are you all going to say, hey, like we're going to go to Umbracore with you, or like how are you all trying to navigate that?
I mean, I think it's going to be a we believe your grandmaster could have some information for us.
Mhm.
Take us with you.
And I think if that is what is said,
Yeah.
then Glaucus would readily nod. He'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Grandmaster Payne is always willing to welcome other denizens of the void and even knights such as yourselves from the Dread Fortress. He just wants to have a dialogue.
A name like Grandmaster Payne doesn't sound all that inviting.
Well, it's not like he's not like a pain guy,
Yes.
right?
Where I come from, your name means something.
Well, it's okay, sure, but like he spells it Payne.
You see
Oh.
Major?
Well, then never mind.
Come on, Tubby.
Yeah, he's not like ooh, I'm Grandmaster of gonna whip you.
Let me take
No,
your mind off that
that's-
shot.
But yeah, if you all want to come to Umbercore, yeah, let me just wake up top and. Did we have the remnant? Was the remnant extracted?
The
Please stay
remnant-
asleep.
It has been sent somewhere safe for now, until we know your true intentions.
I guess that's fair. And yeah, I can leave her asleep. I've still got like 45 minutes of this. Yeah, I'll just carry her out. And I think at this point, Glaucus lifts top. And he says to you all, well, we can head to the planar gate then. I have the waypoint rune to get us to Umbercore. And I promise this will be good. You guys will be able to see the other side of things.
The other side. Interesting.
I think
The Void is a big place. Huge.
Huge.
Yugi.
Thank you.
I think-
It's a thing at this point.
I think before they go anywhere, though, Grimdar is just kind of internally, maybe even just gonna close his eyes for a minute and just try to listen to chaos, try to feel, and just, kind of within himself,
Mhm.
Am I making a mistake?
Aww.
Like try to,
Hmm.
because he doesn't know, he knows the energy he felt, but he also knows his
Yeah.
loyalties, and like, it's not usually for him to decide things.
See, I feel like in this moment, this is less like you're just listening to yourself, right?
Yeah, really. I mean,
And a little bit of chaos, yeah.
he's trying, but that doesn't mean it's answering.
Yeah, we'll stick with the religion check. Give me a religion check.
Religion. Oh, well, that's religion is still a
Is it?
well, am I lying to you? It's an intelligence
It's an
check, so you get it again.
Oh, look, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Ooh.
Periodic
22.
table.
As you look into yourself, you're asking, am I doing the right thing? Is this the will of chaos? Is this the right path? Even though that this piece that's in front of you, this piece that you touched, was so twisted, it was so malevolent in its design, in the way that it had been shaped. I believe that as you're looking inside of yourself, you come to the conclusion. There's like a little shiver that runs up your spine. Your hair stands a little bit. That if you are to go to this place, this Umbercore, that not only will you find answers, but you will be closer to achieving your goals than if you hadn't.
Mm.
Your heart is telling you to go. Your mind and your loyalties are telling you to stay, but your heart is beating so loud right now.
Well, he is chaos first, so he's gonna go. He'll take
Cool.
he'll take that as a sign from chaos that is the flowing. Chaos doesn't have a loyalty, so even
Cool.
though he does.
Hell yeah. We're making for Umbercore.
In the same breath, as we're getting ready to go,
Yeah.
I would just love to mentally call out to the God King just to see if I get any reply.
Hmm. Is this just you calling out, or is this a spell?
No, just more just like in tuning with themselves because they are one with the God King specifically created for them. It's more so to see if they can even connect, if they are still alive, which I believe so because they divined earlier and that was a thing given, but just seeing, just getting, not necessarily getting an answer for themselves, but just seeing if the connection is there. Because if so, then everything is good. Okay.
You've put the remnant inside of you, correct? Okay. As you tune into yourself, even with all of the different wards, the seals, all of the runic inscription that is on this cylinder, the center of your chest, there is a recognizable heat. Hot enough that, Nehebka, you could swear that it was the desert sun itself. And as you close your eyes and tune in, you find that your inner vision is brought further into the center of your chest, almost as if your eyes are being dragged down towards this cylinder, towards this piece of bone. And in it, similar in a way to how you and Grimnar have made glass, you see almost a cracked reflection. And in that reflection, you see that there are many different worlds, realms, places. And your eyes, you're trying to focus because now all of the kaleidoscopic color from the stone is spilling out. The vision is getting harder to actually see. And there, right at the center, you pluck it out. You can feel the breath. You can feel presence. And you know, unmistakably, that somewhere out there, the God King lives.
Then her purpose is still her purpose. But for now, she just looks at the other two. Then we go. This place will live.
If we have everything that we need to do, or have in order to complete our mission, why don't we just leave? These are extra steps. We can make it home and get paid.
This is not about payment or our mission. This is something larger. You don't know what I've seen and felt. This piece of the Shadow King, it could destroy us all. And we must be very careful who gets their hands on it. So we must know if there is someone else who wants these pieces. We must know why and what their true intentions are, just like we must know what the Grand Master's intentions are before we give it to anyone.
All right. I will go with.
All right.
This could possibly be treason. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hey guys, we're maybe committing treason, but it's fine. Right?
Want to make sure everyone's on the same page.
That's just regular Tuesday.
So, as you all are now in unison, in agreement, Glaucus has now hoisted top, and we'll go through the quick epilogue as you all have now decided to venture into the heart of Shadows itself, into the Umbra Core, with Glaucus and Top. As you all make your way out of the brain layer, you all come across the physician with the warhead, alive, wounded, terribly wounded. One arm missing. Around him, a large warforged frame. Again, the one with the plumed helmet. He sees you all exit with the other two knights in tow. He goes, "Oh, good. I was worried that you all wouldn't make it."
That's what we did in the. In fact, I think that you'll find your no use for that bomb.
Oh, How do you mean? The Warmind is... Did you kill the Warmind?
Well, we dug through his brain pretty good. Would that kill it?
I suppose so.
I mean,
Considering that the Warforged are no longer moving, or the ones that are... He points down the hallway, and you can see that there are a couple that are completely inert. Just standing up top. Just standing. They're no longer moving. They're no longer reacting. So yes, I would say you digging through its brain did the trick.
Well done.
Oh, damn, I did want to see what this thing would do.
Something tells me you'll find a use for it.
No, I'll dismantle it. For all we know, Gund would probably put it in a cannon and fire it off for fun.
That does sound fun.
Right, doesn't it? I kind of wanted to see it.
You could still do it.
We'll have to put all the effort and energy into rebuilding, but we can discuss all of that later. Thank you, all of you, for your help here. I do not think we would have survived without you.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't have. You're welcome.
He glares at you, Muffy. He's like, all right, look.
She doesn't break her smile. Her little, thanky smile.
You all reclaim the warhead, go back to the bullet, and venture back to the site of the solar. At this point, things have calmed on Damrung. Congratulations, the war is now officially over. As celebrations are going on, you all still have a very important mission, and time is running out on Glaucus. You all head towards the planar gate. Granted, a large parade, fanfare, all kinds of things. And as you all stand before the gate, Glaucus says, all right, we're going to go to Umbercore and you all are going to meet Grandmaster Payne. Promise is going to be worth it. You all ready?
Let's take the next step.
And
I could do something so bad right now.
Do it.
You could detonate the warhead. What?
No, she wouldn't do that.
No.
That feels unnecessary. She'd rather take this place for herself. But
About to bounce with the shard.
we got the shot already. No, just looking at Glaucus, knowing that the charm will end.
Do it again.
Um,
Double shot.
We'll just constantly keep him charmed as a double agent.
No, she just looks at Muffy and Grimnar. Should I make this more permanent? Just to be
Yes.
safe.
Oh, what?
Yes, again.
Talk about permanent. Whoa, okay. Can you do that? Glaucus has his hand on his brooch, and he's getting ready to activate the planar relay.
It would be nice to have a reliable ally in unknown waters.
The sands inside him immediately clutch. He needs to make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god, what are we doing?
I'm casting Gesh.
What?
Which will make this be for 30 days.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a silvery barbs? Silvery barbs the hell out of this.
I don't. I don't know if y'all do, but
Let me see.
I don't think
that's wild.
Hold on.
30 days?
I forgot that even existed.
I didn't. I made a very specific character, y'all. Oh gosh. Oh, I couldn't do anything on my side.
I don't think I can. Do they have disadvantage from being charmed?
I don't know.
I guess, I mean, he's already charmed.
Yeah, so I was trying to like, is there some sort of penalty there?
So I'm.
Can we just tell him you're compelled to be here for 30 more days?
Yeah, like, I feel like right now. So, I mean, look, people in the comments, y'all can knock me on this later, but I actually love this, and I would feel that if you had charmed a person, and you said, "Hey, I'm going to charm you again. Don't resist," they'd be like, "Yeah, no,
All right.
that's not."
It's not
This
inherent.
is so y'all do not do this at home. Don't do it to fellow PCs.
Nope, don't do the PCs. Do not charm.
Also,
and then
they tried.
BS a
They
PC.
tried to knock a few buck with us first. Without
Knock a few
so
buck.
they
Knock a few buck.
they own. They can have.
So yeah, I feel like you saying like, "Hey,
I
you're
would say I'm
charmed."
going to say
gosh.
I'm going to say because you got
That's
to give a
crazy.
specific command.
Yeah.
You will be our ally, and will not break.
That was wild. And then the just extending the
if
charm
the
and
Grandmaster you
that did
serve
not go the way
says.
I thought it was gonna go.
As it is.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to say that even with his initial save, he's going to choose to fail this because he is already under the influence of charm.
This is effed. This is effed. Listen, I've never said Hepka was a good person. So yeah, this is going to last for 30 days. And as a note, if it acts against this at all, it takes 5d10 psychic damage.
That's
You can only do it once a day,
Yeah.
and the
Ow, my head.
right that damage does not break the spell.
Right. Yeah. No. This is. Yeah.
yeah.
So he
So
does
good.
say like, he's like, "Hey, we're allies here. All right, let's go." And at that, he holds up the brooch. The planar gate flashes, and as you all fly through the vein shifts and changes. You all literally branch off from it into the raw stuff of the void down an unseen path.
Yeah, I think that's it.
One of blues and blacks and grays, alleyways through the void, if you will, as you all rocket to the heart of the Order of Shadow Ascendant,
100%.
Umbracore. And that is where we will conclude our episode and the season finale of Arc 1 of Pieces of a King.